Warning, this video contains an excessive amount of yapping. There will be quite a large amount of pausing, conversational topics, and worst of all, tangentially related conversational matters. If you are not a fan of yapping, you've come to the wrong place. Come and gone in a flash. Sacre bleu, sacre bleu. Bonjour mes amis, mon ami, mon cœur. Bonjour mes amis. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle interview avec... Bienvenue. Just as I thought I would get it, but here we are in the finale and I'm still struggling. Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle interview avec le vampire. Merci de avoir regardé. We are back with the final episode, unfortunately. I hate to say it. I almost don't want to even say it. Season 3 of the vampire Lestat de Liancourt. I'm not gonna say. I've been corrected a little bit, and I'm glad that I was. I kept on saying I was worried that I was over embellishing with the Kyo, and evidently, yes, because it's inaccurate. So I appreciate the clarification, but Liancourt, just simple as that. I think the T is still silent in that, but I believe there's a comment that kind of goes into it as well. Anyway, I'm prattling, I'm rambling, I'm trying to put off the inevitable right now. We are here with the final episode of Season 3 with Episode 7. But before we get into that, of course, before we get into the meat and potatoes, the nitty-gritty of the final episode and all that jazz, got some comments, and I have a promise to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Patreon comments first, of course. I would be doing YouTube comments, and luckily I've read a few, and none have spoiled anything in the show or the books or otherwise, luckily. And most people that also been talking about my decision ultimately with YouTube comments have been very understanding about it, insofar as that Patreon, which also has apparently not been devoid entirely of spoilers, but on Patreon, they've warned me to avoid YouTube comments at risk of spoilage or some leakage, some seepage, if you will. So I've been kind of relegating my responses to Patreon specifically. So in any case, regarding Episode 6, Montreal, let's see what we got here. Tony says, Louis moaning and groaning from the one drop of blood Lestat put in his beer is crazy. But then again, when you think about it, that's probably the first time in like a century that he's tasted his maker's blood. And he did describe it to Daniel as tasting better than any drug imaginable. So yeah, very true, very true. I didn't even, see, it's funny. There's the things that I clock versus the plethora of things that I don't clock. And that being said, like in the bar, I just thought he was kind of just being nice and adding some flavor, like some flavoring in, and a little squirt of Mio, as it were. I thought he was just flavoring his beer because otherwise it wouldn't taste like anything. So I figured the blood in general would make the beer be more enjoyable, but I didn't even consider the implications of it's been so long since Louis de Pontelac has tasted Lestat's the blood of thy maker. Warrior Omen concurs, he missed that taste so much. Vaughn says, the Alex Lestat Gabriella scene. So what I also didn't pick up, and this is funny because I watched the episode, right? And by the end of it, I was like, man, I think that I picked up everything that this show put down this episode, not even realizing the obvious bit at the very beginning when he's talking to Alex, telepathically. It didn't even clock to me that, oh, if he had been Alex's maker, there's no way he would have been able to hear, because that's just like the vampire rules. That's the rule now. So I didn't realize, but clarification was he was telling Lestat was telling Alex. Oh no, I'm sorry. Lestat's telling Gabriella to go show some affection to Alex, the fledgling. Lestat spoke to Alex telepathically at the beginning of the episode, so he is not Alex's maker. And I didn't clock it at first, to be fair. So, Obashenka agrees and says, yes, Lestat made TC, which I guess makes sense because he did feel a certain kinship that he divulged in episode 1, if I recall correctly. So Lestat made TC. I thought Lestat would have turned them all, but Lestat made TC, Gabriella made Alex, and Sam made Salamander, which just seems so appropriate somehow. There are some very cute moments of TC becoming much livelier and calling out to Lestat as he entered the building. You could see how much fun she was having when they started to rehearse together as well. And then you could also see one little moment in the background of Sam biting Salamander and Salamander falling to his knees, which I thought was also adorable. It's a shame how little we got of these maker and fledgling moments, but they were there. And Gabriella is still a deadbeat. LOL, deadbeat mother, deadbeat maker. Yeah, seems to be the case. I kind of want to go back and rewatch the episode, which I still plan on doing anyhow, because somehow either I wasn't paying attention properly or I didn't clock it properly, but I did not realize that is what happened. I didn't even realize those scenes were included, so clearly I missed some very important shit. Sam says, I want to be fair to the writers, even though I'm disappointed in the lack of flashbacks. Same, honestly. A big chunk of the Vampire Lestat book is Lestat yapping non-stop about Armand and Marius, separately, a lot of which had nothing to do with Lestat in the case of Marius. And I mean this literally, like 50% of the book. I actually checked the runtime when I listened to the audiobook because I thought it was funny at the time. If they wanted a tighter season and to focus on the emotional state of Lestat, I can see why so much of that got stripped away. Good, glad we're playing devil's advocate, or rather devil's minion right now, and kind of having some sympathy in that regard. I can see it as well. I'm also I'll give my thoughts on the season as a whole after I've seen. I might make a separate video, or if anything, I'll probably gather my thoughts after the finale and do a live stream after the season before the rewatch with Darkwave. But I definitely do want to do a retrospective, since it'll be fresh in my mind, on the season as a whole, with the benefit of hindsight, and or rather, I guess, just the benefit of retrospect. I don't know. I do want to have a conversation and go over my thoughts on the season, because as much as I've loved it, I definitely don't think it's perfect. I think it's like pretty near perfect. It's up there in terms of quality, but I do have minor gripes, which may just be chalked up to personal preference and expectation, but we'll get to that. I think Claudia is angry at Louis, Sam continues, the Sam, and is saying a lot of stuff to hurt him, and I'm not sure she means it completely. She got the short end of the stick, and she's still alone in the afterlife, but Louis is the sad and mopey one, acting like he's the biggest victim of this. He has every right to be angry. Yeah, Lestat does make a point, right, in the street when he's like, you roll out this human nature, the humanistic side of things, that part of your nature you can't let go of. You roll that out anytime it's convenient to win an argument, and I'm just like, you got a point. Also, finally a reactor that's not performatively upset over the beheadings. Like, come on, we know they both survived. I haven't watched any other reactions yet because I've been trying to avoid the online discourse right now, and I want to kind of have my own opinions on most of this outside of the comment section. Have people been like, oh, like have people been blowing up over the decapitations and all that? Like I can see it. I think I would have been much more reactive if it had just been Lestat, right? I think if it had just been Lestat, and I don't know, or if they had like done the story in a way where we don't know what's coming next, because then in my mind, as a non-book reader who does not know the future, and that could very well be the fate of one or more of our characters, it would have been much more impactful. So I think the idea was less to be impactful and emotional, and more, as kind of Roland was hinting at, more, I don't want to say shock value, but just more shocking in a classically entertaining sense of, oh, you know, oh my god, look at that, how are they going to get out of this one? Like, we know they will, but how? With T says, with Claudia, season 1 and 2, and even this season, made it explicit how much Louis sees her as an extension to him killing Bruce and reading her diary to him, and then paying a lookalike to play Claudia. He stripped her of her agency in his narration because he never handled her being her own person well. True. Claudia got to take Lestat without abandon. Claudia got to hate Lestat without abandon. She got to humiliate and murder him and take a lot of her anger out on him. But she had to carry Louis with her until her death, where he still lied to her about her birth in her last moments. So, all her anger is finally coming out now. She got to tell him exactly why she was the best vampire of them all, and show Louis that she had agency, and she fought all of them till her last breath. which is, yeah, I would concur with that. It's funny because then I say this kind of stuff and I advocate for Claudia in any sense. Then the Claudia haters come out of the woodwork and are like, oh, Claudia's a terrible person, rah. My coven is always Claudia. Every vampire around her failed her and refused to see her resilience. Yeah, no, they underestimated her and they looked down on her because I do see her. I'm not saying she's a perfect angel, but Claudia, more so than any of them, I think given her special circumstance, I was going to say she's a victim of circumstance. I almost wanted to say more so than anybody, but it's a tricky thing to get into because if anything, Louis was turned like the most peacefully, right? In comparison to the plights of, Armand, aka Amadeo, aka Arun, compared to Lestat with Magnus, or even, well, no, I guess Madeline was turned very peacefully as well, but we're talking about the core four here, or the core group rather. I was gonna say, I assumed Daniel's wouldn't have been peaceful, but we still have not seen the scene where Armand presumably turns Daniel on a private jet, so we'll see how that goes. But Lestat, Louis, Claudia really love each other as a family, but the tragedy is Lestat will always choose each other over any and everybody else, and Claudia will always hate them for that, for bringing her into that dynamic. Roof shingle that flew over their house. Yeah, another bout caught in the stormy romance. You too! Melissa co-signing every word. Alexandria says, it was nice seeing Lestat and Louis being not just star-crossed lovers, but also real friends, being able to talk to each other about anything, trash talk people, make each other laugh, flirt like teenage boys. That's what I was saying in the episode. It's very sweet. It's very, like, I know I use the word like domestic or domesticated, but it's not, there's a real, like, appeal to it. It's very charming. It's wholesome and sweet. Just watching, I think maybe just the borderline novelty of just seeing a couple of vampires get along in the show in a way that's not like based on a foundation of well, I was gonna say based on the foundation of like a toxic premise, but nobody's perfect, huh? It makes me think how it was probably similar to this for them in New Orleans as well. Nolans. They did spend months hanging out together as friends, even before Louis was turned. Just Louis did not want to recollect those sweet and cute moments in his interview because he was painting Lestat in a certain light. Yeah, because he was with Armand, he was with the Gremlin, and he was also going over a rehearsed and well thought out, orchestrated, one might even say a well-directed narrative. The fucking Gremlin. I love him and I hate him. I love to hate him. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate Armand, but man, there's just something about him where he had a way about him. Is that what makes him fascinating? Valerie says, I'm hoping that this season will be explicitly labeled part 1 of the Vampire Lestat at the very end of episode 7, just like they did for Interview with a Vampire. I was just having the same thought right now. There's so much that I think they're answering a lot, but they're also, this season has been setting up a lot in terms of flashbacks, in terms of moments and characters from the past, even in the present. And I feel like if they have it planned to do 2 seasons, at this point, 2 seasons per book seems to be kind of the meta here, right? So I could easily see them saying, oh, we're going to have, a really good final episode, a dramatic cliffhanger, perhaps. I don't know, like, what's going to come. I'm curious what it's going to be like, right? Like, will it be Akasha waking up from her slumber once more? From the season 1 to season 2 gap, it was the twist of this is the vampire Armand, the love of my life, and this time I won't save your life. Floats up to the ceiling and be ashamed of what you've said to him. And that was kind of how they ended. It was like, bing, gloom, gloom, piano fades out, end of part 1. So I'm ready for like a spine-chilling moment in that in season 3 as well. So it says we're halfway-ish through the Failures albums. I am very hopeful that Lestat will open up in the second half and re-examine his past with some new clarity and the budget to film on location. That would be nice, and I can see it. I like where your head's at, because that's the whole thing, is that this has been him, like, just now trying to, like, work through and work his way out of the denial that he's kind of more or less been entrenched in. So, yeah, it'd be really cool if he, after this penultimate, I shouldn't say penultimate, after this infamous like incident or whatever happens at the concert, if that kind of really helps be the final kick in the pants he needs to recontextualize all these elements of his life and such, and then come back at it from a better lens, and maybe then the actual interview can commence. Who knows? I'm giving these writers a lot of trust based on how faithful they have been in the past. They say they're doing the books, and I believe they will. That's the important part. People are already judging and offering condemnation, and the season's not even over. Not to mention the show is not over. And if they're going to continue into another season, a lot of the complaints that are being brought up might very well be addressed in the next season. Ep.3X says, as for the narrative decision and there being less interview, this is straight from the books. Only book 1 was really an interview. Probably shouldn't expect that paradigm to continue throughout the series, as the books do not. While it does differ from the books in some facets, it really tries to stay true to the spirit of them and the core themes and messages. So I would expect the themes to continue to follow the books to a certain degree, and I think you're right that it was wise to change the name of the show as a result. I have no problems with them changing the name to the appropriate novels. Yeah, as long as we know, like, the fact that we already know it's all under the umbrella of the Anne Rice Immortal Universe, and the fact that, like, same characters, same world, obviously, and then, like, the marketing still says interview a lot of the time, and then it says Vampire Lestat, so you know it's still vampires, you know it's obviously a character from the show. You could technically, I guess, watch it as a standalone, but the fact that even in the context of the show, they kind of break the fourth wall, go a little bit meta with it, and that's when Lestat says, ah yes, the show formerly known as the Vampire Lestat. Unless that was Daniel saying it, I don't recall now. Lestat was saying Alex could use some affection from his mother, his mother to Gabriella, as in, go be a mother to your fledgling. She's Alex's maker. He's trying to make sure she's a better mother to Alex than she was to him, just to have Alex get mind-fucked by Armando into helping set up the hit on Lestat and Louis. Him. Oh yeah, we have, world's biggest Armand hater over here, Ep.3X. Fuck Armand, and fuck Daniel too. My boy on my shit list. My boy, I don't like the way that Armand, I feel like a father to Daniel right now. I'm like, I don't like the way you're corrupting my son. Like, I don't like this. I don't mind Daniel being antagonistic, but I don't like him being this weird, like, spray tan looking, sleepy eye. I don't know. I'm going to wait to see what this story holds, but I don't like how Armand is corrupting him. Although, part of me is low-key interested in, like, what would this relationship look like, though? The memes online, by the way, I've seen the memes, and it's all this, like, adorable, cute, hilariously dark stuff, and I'll have to share some at some point. Even if their intentions were simply to stop the concert, but I think it was more than that. Some tough scenes in this episode, all the feels, but some amazing performances, and another fantastic episode. I love this season. I'm right there with you. Nim Potato says, crazy that you caught the incest symbolism from the dinner with Daniel. Somebody blew my mind earlier today talking about how Lestat's body was rejecting the familiar blood when he threw up. Oh, I see. Immediately after learning Louis saw the video of him and his mom. Interesting. Well, I know the incest symbolism in the blood for sure, but I didn't even think about that's interesting. I just thought that he got sick from stress, but the fact that he was throwing up as a rejection of the familial blood, that's an interesting way of looking at it too. Also, another insane detail about the end scene, Armando and Daniel were wearing Louis and Lestat masks, and their clothes kind of looked like stuff Louis and Lestat would wear too. Interesting. But like, we're just like dressing up as them for Halloween to be in disguise, or is there something deeper to it? Who knows? Valerie says, the album got a 3 out of 10 on Pitchfork, but it was written for vampire ears. Also very true, and the vampires seem to be responding positively. I like that the show isn't trying to make it seem like the best thing ever. It resonates with those who it was written for, kind of like the show itself. Hush Firefly says, Daniel Hart wrote the Pitchfork article. A quote, a cross between a self-absorbed Robert Plant impersonator and a 1980s hot dog embalmed in hair gel. Lord. Valerie says, previously on, try to think of it more as foreshadowing instead of spoilers. I'll certainly make the attempt. Vaughn says, I am my own zip code of mess right now, is me. Oh, Lord. Overwhelming, the panic attack, the breakdown, Merrick, the seance, Claudia, that ending. I do have other things I want to say, but it would be branching a little too far into book spoiler territory. And while the show is pulling those things into itself, I don't know how to go into it, so I'll choose not to for now. Well, I appreciate that. I do think best to err on the side of caution. I think what our community tends to do is save the spoiler talk for the chats and for the responses in a lot of these comment sections. And then for anything that's like what I'm consuming in the show, everybody seems to understand that, okay, we don't talk about this unless the show has done it and has either adapted or, there's no possibility of there being more. So I think the book readers are like cognizant enough, aware enough to know what should and should not be spoken about usually. Alessandra says, I was finally able to join the Patreon. Hey, welcome on in. Glad to have you. I always love your reactions. Very sweet. Thank you. This episode made me cry like 3 times. I think Claudia definitely did love them at one point, but she was obviously disappointed by their behavior. They both, this echoes the earlier sentiments for sure. Excuse me. They both loved her, yet they both failed her in a different way. Louis created this infantilized version of her, failing to see her as her own person, and always tying himself to her, making everything about him, even her trauma and death. Lestat, on the other hand, obviously recognized her as the artful predator she was, but he still failed to be the parent companion she deserved because of his own trauma. I.e., the way he reacted when she accidentally killed Charlie and when she came back for Louis after being gone for 7 years. And we've known, it's been 7 years. And we've known this since season 2 when Dreamstott says, Louis coddled her and I gifted her a predator's upbringing. They turned her without her consent for their own selfish reasons, to be a band-aid for a shitty marriage, essentially. And she knew it. Never been about me. Just a roof shingle that flew off of your house. She is such a tragic character, and what makes it even worse and more heartbreaking is that even in death, she hasn't found peace with the only person who put her first. And truth is, we have actually never seen Claudia prior to this. Everything we know about her has been narrated to us by someone else or through her diaries, which we know are very subjective. Well, now we know. As I learned the hard way, and not always depict the truth. I.e., season 2, episode 1, Louis talks about Claudia writing about never dreaming, but then, as he recalls what actually happened, he realizes that she was dreaming, it was just something she wrote, which would kind of destabilize things. That began my deconstruction journey, but even then, that didn't really fully sink in for me, and I still took the diary and journal words as gospel, it seems. Also, I think it was a great parallel to show Lestat saying, "Why won't you let me hate you?" to Gabriella a few episodes ago, and then in this, he definitely lets Claudia hate him, bring your malice, maybe as a way to show him breaking the cycle. I was so shocked by the end, not so much by Lestat's beheading, because there were a few hints here and there sprinkled throughout the season. Oh, really? Hints in the season and even in the opening credits, but by the fact that Devil's Minion, I don't know. Is that from the book or just you're talking about in the show? Oh, I see. That Devil's Minion beheaded both him and Louis. I was just speechless, staring at my screen. There comes the fuck ass, listening to the tracks by the vampire Lestat. Also, the teaser for the finale having Butterscotch Bitch playing in the background. The lyrics, my head is rolling round. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yella says, first off, I think I've made it very clear that I'm one of those people who would definitely do a third rewatch. I'd be really interested to see if and how your perspective shifts, but do whatever works best for you. If you watch it without us, I'd still love to hear your thoughts. As for the episode, I have to say I'm not too easy on Louis regarding his reaction to the revenge porn. I'm not too easy on Louis regarding his reaction, I see. Maybe 2 seconds and then that's it. Exactly where the difference between Louis and Lestat lies, non-discriminating. There's a stark contrast between their reactions, like when Louis tells Lestat his side of things versus when one of Lestat's most severe traumas is exposed. People say, just tell the truth, or he's lying to Louis again. To be fair, I'm not gonna backpedal on what I said for sure. That is one of the things I said. During that argument, I said that I saw both points that they were making, but I was kind of siding more with Lestat in the argument. But I was seeing both points, and one of them was the truth kind of argument, right? But I guess people online are getting more are giving Lestat a harder time and siding with Louis more. I think in the sake of that argument, I definitely side with Lestat at the end of the day. But I did point out the whole, if there had been a confession earlier, perhaps. For crying out loud, he isn't even capable of acknowledging the truth himself. That's very true. He's backed into a corner. My reaction was one of sheer nausea, even before Lestat actually threw up. Lestat is desperately trying to rationalize things by making a distinction between the names Gabriella and Sophia, and forcing people to confront their trauma, and having it made public just inflicts more trauma. Yes, I acknowledge that Louis had a change of heart after calling Lestat a severely abused child sick, but it took a panic attack for that to happen, also very true. It's classic Anne Rice, I'll get to that in a moment. But what bothers me is that during Interview with the Vampire, every little thing Lestat did was immediately dissected and torn apart. Oh, how awful of him. Oh, he's manipulating Louis, and so on. Yet here, and I mean the general audience, the initial reaction to Lestat's deepest trauma is, yeah, I can understand Louis. Yeah. Fuck off. The manipulation, the whole thing with Louis' nephew in season 1 was portrayed as a massive act of manipulation by Lestat, but you have to factor in the significance of the blood drinking aspect. Louis is always viewed as the saintly one. He doesn't want to hurt these lovely people because they are such lovely people. That is fundamentally wrong. A truly pivotal aspect of Louis is that he is a Catholic. Followers of a religion or sect, Catholics in particular, aren't good just for the sake of being good. They expect something in return. Amen. Amen, Shisher. Salvation, heaven, whatever you want to call it. So, when Louis drinks blood or kills, it has to do with his own sense of guilt and responsibility. Louis is incapable of wanting to bear responsibility. He rejects it and tries to offload that responsibility and guilt onto everyone he meets so he doesn't have to carry it himself. As for why he drank and killed so little in the past, he feels guilty because he has an intense craving to drink and kill, and he derives pleasure from it. Take the moment Louis holds his nephew in his arms. You can imagine the rest for yourself. Louis comes home and tells Lestat what happened. Lestat wants to pull him out of his dark place. Because he is so traumatized himself, he tries to bear the trauma. He simply doesn't know any other way to cope. This happens at quite a few points in the first season. The thing about the characters in Anne Rice books, at least for me, is that you get to know a character and fall in love with them in whatever sense. You love the character because of the role they play or because they have traits that mirror your own. What you completely ignore at first are the red flags. True. And they are there, very obviously so. But you're so captivated, seduced you might say. And then in the next book, they turn out to be the worst guys you've ever met. That's how the series works too. For me, that's one of the greatest aspects. For most people, the focus is largely on Louis and Daniel. The red flags were always there, and I'm thinking especially of Daniel, our Mr. Paper Bag Over Her Head Danny Boy Malloy, as Wendy so aptly put it. That's an aspect that gets completely overlooked. The fact is that Daniel is a... Oh, I see. Oh, the paper bag. That's what you mean. The whole... She said she would only do it... Wait, hang on. So, she said she would only do it with you... No, you said you only do it if she wore... Was it Daniel who made her wear the paper bag then, I suppose? Okay, I see. The fact that Daniel is a rapist and it's happening again, it must be Armand who is using and manipulating Daniel. He isn't the devil's minion for nothing. It's not because he's such a great guy. There's a reason the gremlin Armand finds him so fascinating. And Daniel was already like that before he met Louis and Armand. I understand that it takes time to start seeing people without rose-colored glasses, but using revenge porn to get what he wants is repulsive. Oh no, for sure. Even for Daniel. And to me, worse than the beheading, fuck Daniel. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have to think more on that, because and maybe it's coming from me as a guy who's like, you know, a guy, right? A man who was looking at characters through a pair of rose-colored glasses, but I would like to go back through and like really, honestly, yeah, like beckoning for a rewatch for sure. I think the plan for me might be, I think it might be smart for me to hold off until season 4, and then I'll do a solo rewatch of the first 3 seasons, or at least the first 2 seasons anyway, kind of see where my head's at and all that. There are some replies. Yes to everything you said, some agreement. Agreement from that. Eek said, honestly, watching this show really highlighted to me how little so many people that claim to be progressive understand consent. Sex between a parent and their child is not going to be consensual due to the inherent power imbalance that comes with a relationship. The reason incest is bad is not because it's gross, it's because the vast majority of the time it is abuse due to the perversion of the family dynamic. Right, indeed. Well, hopefully I've been able to understand all that. I feel like I have, but... And yes, revenge porn is a form of sexual abuse. No, I mean, that's by definition, right? Revenge porn. If I were to read this, though, it's really material for a reaction video. I see. I might get into this in the stream, I think. More and more into it, but yeah, for sure. Lady Greensleeve says, most of your misunderstandings were cleared up by watching the episode, I believe, save for the fact that Gabriel is Alex's maker. He could use some attention from his mother. Right. Just further clarification, I appreciate it. He didn't speak at all or respond to any of Lestat's attempts at interacting with him, even being goofy during practice. Clearly, Armand has him convinced that Larry was Lestat's fault and not his, which honestly, you'd think he wouldn't make that mistake again. The minute that comes to light, he'll be in danger of losing all the ill-gotten support he's gained. That's just Armand for you. Merrick Mayfair has not, to date, appeared on Mayfair Witches, the series, but might in the future. The uncle Cortland mentioned definitely is a prominent character, though. There's just a ton of Mayfairs, and not all of them get along. Alright, I didn't even realize that. When it was called Mayfair Witches, I thought Mayfair was like an area, and there were witches that lived in Mayfair. I didn't realize they were witches that were all part of a Mayfair family. Let's see. A says, yeah, Kat agrees about the whole beheading thing, less about the, oh my god, are they dead? More like, how are they gonna get out of this? I see. So yeah, it would definitely help if I approach some of these conversations and moments with a little bit of different context, I think. I thought I was being fair, but now I'm worried that I'm not being as fair. And apparently a lot of people on board for a third round of the rewatch. And then me being an idiot thinking toy, I didn't even put it together that it was the whole, because the me and you, the moi and toi, and without seeing moi, I just saw the TOI and I was like, who's toy? So just me being very silly. And Lestat has now changed to Thomas Pity, he's a horror, to Louis, which is Louis, which is French for him. Louis? Like that? Oh, I love mods, says Oliver. Same here. Speaking of which, Hannibal and Will, we also have murder husbands in this show. Our Bonnie and Clyde. And Armand dressed him up. Look at Danny's outfit. LOL. I love how the comments will range from the haters of Daniel and Armand to we, the brave soldiers standing by Devil's Minion no matter what, have recently won the which ship has more fanfiction about them on AO3 contest, and someone edited the beheading scene, putting the numbers on there. LOL. Yes, they did a bad, but please, they're my friends. The little devil and his minion. Your Honor, I have resigned from my job as Armand's lawyer. I could sit here for hours defending him, but that's not what it should be. This isn't about defending them. All I'm going to say is, don't save Daniel. He is right where he wants to be. Louis saying, I tried to respect you, Daniel, was crazy, and Daniel shot back, rightfully so, because whenever he was upset, he would bring up his memories about his wife or speak. See, that's what I'm talking about here. I love the duality of the comment section in the fandom, because, earlier went down a whole comment talking about how despicable what had been done, like how despicable Armand and Daniel are and what they've done and how they've always been bad people. And then I have someone else coming over here saying, well, in this world of creatures and all that, let's not forget that, I don't want to paraphrase or speak on anybody else's behalf, but the gist seems to be these are still characters that I like. They're not good people, but also the people you're defending on the other side of the aisle aren't so innocent either. Always going to do what after? Rest? Oh, he was so done with Lestat, make no mistake. Just because Daniel has only been turned recently, he's always been a monster as well. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so he's always been a monster as well. The girl with the paper bag over her head, the college boy he aggressively used, and now the revenge porn. His cruelty and his desperate need to still be alive, despite the fact that he's horrible, is what made him fascinating to Armand in the first place. Because I imagine that does add more context to the scene where Armand is like beckoning him to death, because I thought he was just trying to like get him to take his own life or to accept death in that circumstance. But if that is truly how part of Daniel felt, is like, I know the bad things that I've done and I still want to live even though I might not deserve to. I've never thought about it that way until now. I guess I never put together the whole paper bag situation or the whole aggressively used until now, but it's just me not seeing the red flags. So oh, and Armand would never ever kill Lestat. In fact, the kills he made regarding Lestat and Louis, he thinks of them as gifts to Lestat. I eliminated a problem from your life. Do you love me now? which is fucked up, yeah, but that's how he's probably thinking. And well, talking to him did not work, so he's trying this now. I believe the beheading is to move them from one place to another, and yes, also to stop him going on stage. Everyone say thank you to the devil and his minion for saving humanity. Silly my take for my mental health is that Claudia finally got all the anger she had inside and can join Madeline now. Unfinished business done and all. But yes, the enabler, Louis, is oftentimes much worse than the abuser, Lestat, Armand, Bruce, so it's no surprise why she hates him the most. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, at risk of getting bogged down into all these comments, those paintings are hilarious foreshadowing. Agreed, Honey Badger. Tammy says, I really appreciate that you understood right from the start of the reveal of the Lestat-Gabriella video how traumatized Lestat was over this. I've seen a lot of reactors laugh through parts of the scene up until Lestat starts hyperventilating from his panic attack. Yeah, I would love to go and see other people's reactions to see, like, I know somebody else described some it's funny because people are like, I don't like your reaction. I want to see a reaction that's not so long in the tooth and so pause and discussion heavy. And then they'll go watch someone who's like, they're fucking on a video. And it's just like, is that what you want? All right, if that's what you want. Like, I think a lot of reactors still haven't picked up on all the subtext showing how uncomfortable Lestat is about this, and that even though he's tossed out many reasons why it's supposedly acceptable, you can tell that he doesn't really believe that he's trying to convince himself of it because dealing with the weight of the reality of it is so difficult. Thank you for understanding about those. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I get what they're going for here. Somebody, Emily, also seconding that sentiment. How refreshing to watch your reactions and see how well you love and understand the show and every character after the incredible vitriol and insanity I've been seeing on Twitter. It's just, I'm at a point in life, man. Part of me getting over my depression was like finding the positive and the good in life, right? And it's like, nothing I appreciate more than a complex story with complex and flawed, and I mean flawed characters. Flawed characters are my favorite kind of characters in this show. Every character in it is flawed. So yeah, I'm down to clown. Yeah, a lot of people, it's funny how people, like, there's the Devil's Minion defenders, and there's the ones that are like very, like, now I'm seeing all the vitriol come out for Daniel. Understandably so. As Possum seconds the Yella's kind of overall sentiment. A third rewatch with a Devil's Minion lens. I wonder if this could be a way to do it. Maybe. I think you would really vibe with the movie Lisa Frankenstein. I enjoyed Lisa Frankenstein Nightcrawler. I watched it opening weekend. I like Catherine Newton a lot. I didn't love it, but it was a vibe. And then was it Cole Sprouse? Was he the one that was also in it? I did a review for it, I think, when it came out. Yeah, I'm down for revisiting it. I didn't love it, but I remember really enjoying the film. It was a fun one. It was a fun one. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get too. I definitely think that in the live stream, I'll go back through Patreon comments and kind of read more thoroughly through it. But we're already, what are we, like 38 minutes into comment reading, so I don't want to get too bogged down. But what I do want to get into, that I've made a promise to everybody, is that giveaway time. So here's how we're going to do it, how I do all my giveaways, and especially I got to be sensitive about this one because thank you everybody, by the way, for the follows. The channel has been, on Insta anyway, the page has been shooting up in terms of the follower count, so thank you so much for the support there, and for hopefully, ideally, the continued support afterwards. But again, once the giveaway's done, no pressure if you want to unfollow. But in any case, we had over 100 people that basically entered into this giveaway. So due to the massive response, I wanted to give back to the community. Thank you for your love and support, and really just take that support, which has kind of like also been reflected in a bit of a financial windfall for a few weeks anyway for the channel. I wanted to give that back to the community. So what I'm going to do this time, I made the decision, no matter what the cost ends up being, and it shouldn't be too much, I'd imagine, but since we had over 100 people, I'm going to give away 5, count them, 5 copies of The Vampire Lestat, or the show formerly known as Interview with the Vampire, Season 3. So because we have over 100 people, I figured the least I could do was give away 5 copies. So the chances might be up there for you. But how we're going to do it is, and this was a surprising pain in the ass because Instagram's copy and paste feature is flawed, to say the least. But I made a list from 1 all the way through to, I believe we had 105 people. As of recording this, 105 people. So 105 people with the Instagram @ plus the actual name right below them, because that was the cleanest way to get it over here to a document of some sort. So 105 people. And I have, old Google here, a random number generator from between 1 to 105. This is the fairest way that I can do it, that I know of, aside from rolling a bunch of dice or something like that. So what I'm going to do is roll. I'm going to get 5 usernames, and I will announce the winners right now of who wins a copy of Season 3. You get to choose if you want to have it digitally, in which case I'll just, I guess, find out the total cost and give you a gift card to the platform of your choice. Or what seems to be the case, I think, is everybody, I think, is always opted in mostly for a physical copy, which physical media, I love that everybody here supports physical media. So if that's the case, I'll have a list, and I'll keep you on that list. And then once they announce the pre-orders or the physical copy or what have you, I'll order that and get it sent your way. So now what I will do, and this has happened in the past, some people might win, and some people will say, you know what, double, give it the next person, so to speak. They'll say, I actually don't, I'm glad that I was able to support and like the post and all that, but give somebody else the copy. If that's the case, I'll reach out to somebody else. Or the more unfortunate one is that if you win and I reach out, I don't get a response within a week. 7 days seems fair, right? 7 days, all I can spare to wait for you. Then after 7 days, I will do another random number generator, and I will pick a different winner instead, and then you'll be the runner-up. So that's how I do it. So in any case, let's get down to it. The 5 winners, in order, one at a time, of a copy of Season 3 of Vampire Lestat. So first one, drumroll, we have number 82. And number 82 on this list is... Number 82... Where'd you go? Number 82, Mitten 1001, or Michelle Lynn. You are the first winner. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight your nombre there. So yeah, je m'appelle Mitten 1011 over here. You're the first winner of a copy. Congratulations, and thank you for supporting me in the channel and Insta, and I assume because you saw it on YouTube or Patreon, then probably YouTube, I don't know, wherever. So winner number 1. Winner number 2, we have what? Oh, come on, it barely went up. You know what, that's fair though, that's random. We have number 86. Number 86 is Myriad Blues, or Layla.D. You are the winner of the second copy of the Vampire Lestat. Again, I will be DMing all the winners after this hits YouTube, most likely, or maybe Patreon. I'll wait till it hits Patreon first, I suppose. So, 2 winners. Winner number 3, we have number 64. Number 64 is Alina _Sirach. Alina Sirach, I think is how you say it, hopefully. You are the... I'm losing count here now. That's number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the third one. Okay, you've won the 3rd copy of Vampire Lestat. Now we go to number 4. Number 4 winner is 33. Number 33 on this list is... Well. Wendy Lee Bauer, you won number 4. And number 5 is, drum roll for the 5th and final winner of Vampire Lestat Season 3. What? Oh, the name is above the... Okay, so I've been highlighting the wrong way, I think is what I've been doing. No, I haven't. So why is it kind of cut? Anyway, number 32. So it's truly random, but it kind of grouped it all in the middle of the list, which I don't know how I feel about that. But you know what? Number 32, Luz Rincones. Luz Rincones. In any case, you're the 5th and final winner. So again, to sum it up, our 5 winners are, I guess it is through most of the list. So our 5 winners are Myriad Blues, Mitten 1011, Alina Sirach, Wendy. Oh no, I see what it is. Body and Soul Photo. That's what that's what I got confused about. Okay, it was just like a 2-part name right here. So, oh god, undo. Sorry. That's what I did incorrectly. So, Body and Soul Photo, and then we have Rincones.lose, or Lose Rincones. Okay, so those are our 5 winners right there. So, like I said, the plan will be I'm going to reach out to everybody on the list that won the raffle, and I'll let you know that you've won. I'll ask you your preferred format, where you want it shipped, and then you have 1 week to respond. If either somebody does not want the prize, or if they don't respond within 7 days of being messaged, I will go to that same list again, random number generator, pull another winner, and we'll keep going until everybody who is able to or wants to gets a copy of the show. So, yeah, cool. Felt only fair. So, like I said, 5 copies will be shipped out. For the 5 winners. Again, thank you guys and gals so much, not only just for watching in general. I can't express the appreciation enough for watching, especially if you're on Patreon or if you're on YouTube. If you're on Patreon, thank you for the additional layer of love and support. It means the world to me. You don't have to, but it does help a lot, and I do appreciate the community kind of coming together as you guys and gals always do. But YouTube, of course, is still more than enough as always. I just want to say I just appreciate it in general. Everybody putting up with my shtick. I know that even some like big fans of mine, I've been testing your patience and your nerves with this latest season. I've seen some comments from people that are a bit maybe not on board for the longer videos or for the more in-depth reactions, like especially like I made the mistake of looking up retention the other day, and like retention in terms of fall off and like, you know, from being clicked on to how long they actually watch it, and then engagement and all that. But overall, the support's still there. So love and appreciate you all. Thank you also for following me on my Instagram page. It definitely, I appreciate you helping to get the numbers up. Basically, my theory is that the more followers I can get over there, as well as YouTube, but especially on Instagram these days, the more followers I have and the more that I'm perceived as an influencer, then the more opportunities might be presented or might come my way, which means I can get more product or merchandise to do giveaways. I might be able to do some interviews or some cool content in the future, be invited on like shows or podcasts, who knows, or just get more opportunities to bring more content to you guys and gals and be able to share more cool shit with you. So glad I could also do a whole give back. Also, one last little thing I did want to share. I want to give you a sneak peek. You've seen it here first. I got an idea in my head. Whether this is healthy or not remains to be seen. But you know what? Some of these are so funny to me. This was on Heated Rivalry, I think episode 1 or 2, just to clarify. They talked about YouTube, and I was surprised the father didn't know what YouTube was. A rather innocuous theme, but I was like, bro doesn't know what YouTube is? And of course, that shows my age and says a lot about the fact that I grew up with YouTube, so I've kind of conditioned myself, but it's a harmless thing. I wasn't trying to make any implications about the father or his his moral character, or calling into question the general like work ethic of an entire generation or anything. I was saying, oh, I'm surprised that bro wouldn't know about YouTube. And a lot of comments were like, LOL, we got a baby over here, you don't realize. But first they said, ask your father, smart Alec, how well he knew what YouTube was in 2010 and how often he used it back then. That's a good point. That's a very fair point. Not because my father wouldn't know what YouTube is, but because my father is also a boomer who just hates technology. He admits to it as well. He doesn't like technology, so he'd be the worst person to ask. Kind of this guy or gal's point. So I kind of see where they were coming from, but I was feeling frisky. This was very early in the morning when I saw the comment, so I answered as such. And after his comment, he said, ask your father, smart Alec, how well he knew what YouTube was in 2010, to which I responded, how'd you know my father's name was Smart Alec? I thought it was kind of clever, not even mean, or like a little, maybe a little playful jab. Then I'm checking my notifications later, and I see that this person came back in. I'm like, wait, didn't they already comment? Why does this comment look longer than it was before? Sure enough, person saw my comment, didn't like my joke, and went back in, and this is where it kind of went over the edge. But they said, you're acting like a moron, failing to realize that 16 or 17 years ago, adults who worked hard and barely used the internet might not have known as much about YouTube as some, quote, know-it-all with painted nails from 2026. And then the rest of the comment. So, To call me a some know-it-all on YouTube is fine. Okay, sure. I can come off very confident, and that can be misconstrued as, I guess, having a big ego. I don't know. But where then I could tell, like, it's just so curious. Some know-it-all on YouTube with painted nails. What implication do you get from that? You're clearly saying, so moron, YouTube know-it-all, painted nails. So clearly they're already throwing a few derogatory marks even before. I didn't even take offense to smart aleck, but all of that. What's mind-boggling about this, if I take the personal insults aside, and the fact that clearly somebody hurt this person, and they're taking my comments and my lack of seriousness about this personally. This is on a heated rivalry commentary video, right? So this person, I assume, likes heated rivalry, a show about an intense, passionate, romantic show about two gay lovers who have plenty of gay sex within the show. It's a show about two gay lovers, and they like it enough where not only do they watch the show, I assume, but like found a reaction video to it and are watching that. Yet someone who I would assume would be an ally at the very least would then come after somebody and use painted nails in a derogatory sense in a comment, which can only really have the implication of like, oh, you fairy, like, oh, you some know-it-all YouTube queer. Like, that's what I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. That's what I get from it. Anyway, you can skip this rant if you want to, but clearly whoever this person was, they've been hurt at some point, or maybe I incidentally hurt them, which was never the case, and nobody else took that comment I made in the video like that. And perhaps I should have taken the line of questioning seriously, and I almost was about to in the discussion, but after those derogatory remarks, I was just like, clearly this person's working through something. This is less about me, it's more about them. And, I'm glad I could be the proverbial internet punching bag, but I'm going to start making videos at the end of every calendar year with all the negative comments that I receive, I feel. Or the ones that are, like, not just, like, negative per se, but the rude ones, the really, like, egregious ones. But there's just so much to unpack with that comment when you start really, like, reading into it, and it's just funny to me. Anyway, thank you as always. Love you to death. Here we go, baby. I'm going to try not to... I've gotten some more feedback in a positive sense. I'm going to try, honest to God, to not pause while people are talking. I keep getting caught up in the mentality of the Brat Prince. Ever since Detroit episode 1, it was a mile a minute, thoughts ricocheting, bouncing around, and I guess then my mentality shifted gears into a whole pause, talk, and, it was the worst in New York. I've never received more dislikes on an interview with a vampire video than my 3-hour, 40-minute New York one. And I get it, because there's a lot of pausing, a lot of interruption, and it's an art trying to find that balance of giving a superfluous amount of commentary while also not really crushing the pacing and dramatic tension too much. So I'm going to try my damnedest. Here we go with... You're listening to Interview with the Vampire, formerly known as... You're listening to The Vampire Lestat, Episode 7, Season 3, The Failures.
The Failures. That's why these movie producers hired you, Dan.
Now however will our boys make it out of this situation?
I'm seeing someone.
Vampire Armand, the love of my life.
More deaths than births.
We get to see that scene finally?
Great conversion. It's real.
They're coming from all over the world.
On here doing all this with me. I look like...
Where's Ragland, huh? Where's Ragland?
Be a head mounted above a coven toilet if it weren't for me.
You assume death at decapitation.
We eat your soul at the lawn table. Alright, here we go. Oh, just straight into the credits, huh? No little dialogue there at the end? Really? Oh, you know what? Just because of it, I'll go ahead and watch the credits one more time.
I'm a little killer. I'm a lonely one.
Yeah, Lestat. Let's see if I catch anything new. Yeah, Lestat is in Rockstar era, performing. I think a bloody neck in that last shot. The tour bus. Love to see it. Of course, the family table. I almost thought it was a wolf skull for a second, which would have been kind of apropos, but still, the table of the Lestat de Liancourt household, of course. Bloody hands. Daniel on the road with Lestat. Armando. Jammin', blood, vices, crowd surfing. Oh, the witch burning. Okay. Maybe the witch burning. Road maps and all that. Vampire on the television and the shitty off-road motel. Nosferatu. Oh, the carriage that they're riding in, him and his mother after the massacre, and as they're like going to start their own life. A beating heart, I'm sure. Dedicated fans. Oh, there was this. I like the Seattle. That was the that wasn't Seattle, but it was the needle in there's that one scene when he's going for the ride and the tower kind of like symbolically in his mind it falls down. But I like how in the credits you can see kind of an X'd out on the like in the image, like kind of the overlay there. But it's I believe it's an implication of that very scene. And of course the strip club him and his mom go to. Akasha on the table and the ice and the scoop. Okay, I like this. See, I like revisiting the credits because then more and more of these little bits make sense. Akasha on the table and the ice cream scoop. Puncture wound. Interview with the Vampire, Afterlife magazine, the Bloody Urinal, Daniel Bowling, the Lestat, Louis Lestat. Oh, that's cool. So the bowling alley that was decapitated. There is a lot of foreshadowing, isn't there? Because it's just Lestat's head above the bowling alley, and funny how then the Devil's Minion himself. Yeah. Now what is this though? The Burning Witch. Got to be the Burning Witch. Yeah. All the lamps though. Akasha again, or the witch burning, or maybe it's symbolic of like the witches. No, sorry, of the vampires burning if Akasha burns. Oh, in the circle. Oh, duh. No. So there's the burning. Oh, it's Claudia. Okay, I see. It's for the seeing the circle of cornstarch. I understand that it's the seance, and it's like the two chairs watching the seance. All the lamps around could be indicative of the Montreal home, and the bloody table after the massacre. The whole bloody room, woods, the concert, the proverbial wrecking ball. I see. Okay, cool. Well, feel free to keep filling me in, but I feel like I picked up on a few more things watching the credits at the very end here. But notably, there's no audio.
Side A.
Yeah, they usually throw something in there at the end.
Could be nice, says Louis.
Oh, damn. Right back to it, huh?
Could be.
We get to see it again. Well, that's cool. Flip the
I am
record.
staring at Alex
Mirrored.
in his plastic Dracula mask. And then the world pivots, and I see stars in the sky. Boots upside down. My blood. A half-painted moon.
Oh, the POV.
I'm walking a path. I am listening to hidden birds in a forest.
Sights.
And transcribing their chatter into music on paper.
Or a sickle, rather. Not a scythe. I'm sorry. It's a sickle.
Now I'm hungry, and it's daylight all around.
He fakes his death. Is the decapitation the death faking, or is that later after the show? After album, Lestat fakes his death. Worth noting. But this is a dream that he's having, like, as he's kind of on the cusp between life and death. That's sort of like purgatory of sorts. Well, I guess purgatory would imply, like, full-on death, but...
The bird's music becomes repetitive.
Like another flashback of sorts?
I am left with my hunger.
No, not quite.
A feeling like my stomach
Just a
is
dream.
eroding from the inside. A murder of waiters carrying silver dome trays take over my path.
Such a curious choice of verbiage there. A murder of waiters. And for those that don't know, typically a murder is often referred to as when you are discussing a group of crows, like a murder of crows. But it's funny how he says a murder of waiters.
That little song they play for the blind at
Interesting.
crosswalks throughout Montreal carries my hunger to the...
Proverbial river Styx. I'm glad we're getting more of this. Oh, and in religion too over there. Is that the when he went to the monastery and all that? Well, I'll take that. This is as close to another flashback as we're gonna get, at least until season 2. But what did Magnus say? Not only in the flashback there, in the car with the foreshadowing from the previously on, but he said like he mentioned the lawn table.
sit with the abbot of Ortoir, instructing from my father's chair.
Unselfless us with his love.
The hood and the length of our habit trips us up and gets in our goddamn way.
The start?
Lestat.
The start?
Lestat.
There's 7 waiters and only 4 of us. Have a seat.
Oh. Curious, always curious to see. So for now, we have the one who is normally the one draining somebody of their blood and life force, experiencing their final thoughts and what goes through their mind. You know, I always think of the tenor in season 1, and now we're finally in a situation. Also, I'm very paranoid because I'm always paranoid. I think we're okay though. And but now we have the situation is kind of reversed, where Lestat's the one who's kind of on death's door, if his head's not reattached in time. So it's curious to see what his mind is conjuring up, BoJack Horseman style. Like, this is just your brain doing whatever it thinks it needs to do right now. And that's a mixture of, like, people that are from his past, including himself, quite obviously, but curious. Very curious.
Out of your blue eyes.
Oh.
As if all the summer days are gone.
Course 187, the soul.
This literally is like BoJack Horseman, by the way. And now we're in the room where he was turned against his will by Magnus. Curious. So wandering in woods, almost at peace, that like writing music along with the bird's song. A murder of waiters comes by, hears the sounds of the city. Waiters are like, "You're going to be late. Here we go." And now the feast of like your final feast over here of sorts. Sits down at the table, remnants like parts of himself, and also a crucial figure that, like, I mean, clearly there was some abuse and getting the stutter out of him. And now as soon as he sits down, transformed to where it all happened. Magnus is here now. Louis here. Gabriella. Again, it's I don't know if anybody's seen BoJack Horseman, but this is very much like a view from halfway down. Oh, NTC. And here's your timer.
I have been enduring intense conversations with myself
my
in the
God.
3 years since our companionship.
Here we go.
I wish to say something from the deepest regions of my soul.
That's so. We were all wondering, like, how come he didn't write a letter for Louis over here? And now this is he's over here trying to make amends. Decapitated his ex-lover, his ex-beau, brought him into a room and is like, all right, now I want to get this off my chest finally. Okay, so Lestat's like out of it and going through it right now mentally, but Louis is still like cognizant enough to can't breathe, but he's still alive. That's got to be terrible. Dude, another traumatic experience for Louis right now. First, like the buried alive in stones, but now this, like, what it's like to just be ahead, to be aware enough, like you can't breathe, like you like, what would that even, you can see, you can process, you can hear clearly, but so let's stop wandering in woods, writing bird song. This is fucked. It's very much, is that what makes you fascinating, Coded?
The first is a well-trod pit of hot coals I blistered my feet on for 77 years. Climax. The coven was twisting my arm, but I took aesthetic pleasure in making your death visually exhilarating.
I took aesthetic pleasure in making... Dude, we're getting... at least, you know what? Cards on the table. At least we're getting a confession right now.
I shamefully took credit when Lestat saved your life.
Where am I?
Well, that lie bound you to me and it lay like a corpse. A love that served as a bunker against time was weightier and more consequential than the lie, but it wasn't true. Sure. The lie did matter. Because the corpse was there, calling forth the flies.
Can't move my body.
I'm shocked you can form words right now. I know you're a vampire, so that probably explains it away, but you got nothing to help form the words.
Drained and labored. I feigned resentment when, in fact, I welcomed your straying because your guilt bound you to me all the more tightly and allowed me my hours of observation with Daniel.
Allowed me my hours of observation with Daniel. Oh no. So he's admitting to everything that he did, admitting to how fucked up the situation was, his part in it, the pleasure, mild though it may have been, that he even derived from the act of it, the art of creation, as it were. Where's your head at, dude?
I told you I loved you, but did I? Did I? Lead a cult for 400 years, to burn in ritual any who broke the archaic laws we lived by. A room without walls, floors, a ceiling, an infinite nothing. Also, yes, I put the Fred Steins.
No, my
just to fuck with your head.
Oh my god. You son of a bitch, of course you did. Confirmed. I love how everybody's speculating. Like, we even talked about this in this stream before the season. We're like, how did the Fred Steins get in there? And people were like, there's not really any concrete answer. There you go. Dude, the grave will always have the truth, huh? Crazy.
And that is my full and heartfelt.
My Armenz.
Now.
You write yours.
It's your turn.
Oh my god.
I am the chair The maker.
God. As on my arm, oh my god. So yeah, the head without the body, the body's still reacting. Crazy vampire laws, am I right? Then commands Louis to write his. I apologized for all my parts, and you apologize for yours. Which, I mean, again, he's not entirely wrong. Like, everybody in this show has wronged each other in some degree or another. But these circumstances, I mean, it could have been a bit cleaner. But also, unless I'm an idiot, who's the guy in the corner behind Armand, and where's Louis?
Fledglings, state your names for the record.
Lord.
The vampire Nicolas de l'Enfant.
Nicolas de l'Enfant.
The vampire Gabriella Vece. The vampire Antoinette Brown.
Everybody.
TC.
TC. I like how justice for Antoinette, right? Look, she even pops back up at the table. Cool that she gets to reprise her role.
He said all she needs to say to you is what she said.
Her actual words were, fuck him, fuck y'all, go burn like that dumb
Good one.
Antoinette.
Hello.
Restrain yourself, Ms. Brown.
So are these manifestations within Lestat's head and heart, like within his life, or is he really kind of teetering in the afterlife? And these are all the spirits of those that came, because like there's also younger versions of himself here. So actually, no, at first it was younger versions. Then he sat down at the lawn table, but like, I mean, I guess Louis is technically hovering in that same kind of purgatorial spot where it's like, if we're not reconnected soon head to body, then we're gonna die as well. So this could be again, I know I keep saying BoJack Horseman, I know BoJack didn't reinvent the wheel, and it's not the first show to do or movie or piece of media to have the proverbial sit down at the table of your greatest hits and demise and all that, and like as the brain goes through that and you start these phantoms of your past, right? But it's like, call it recency bias perhaps, but it's what sticks so prominently in my head in regards to it, and it is like the resemblance is striking. I don't mean that in a negative way, by the way. I love how BoJack did it. I like how we're doing it right now.
I'm dead.
You're getting there.
This is death. My father's ugly table and your shit.
Oh Lord.
Is you dying?
This is the reminiscence, mastication of the early risings and vampire.
Failure.
How is not his name. His name is Lestat.
Not yet dead.
Wasting time, much like you've wasted your lives.
Could be. Hands touch.
Second time's the charm.
Keep typing.
Lord. Even in this like proverbial afterlife, even Antoinette is still being forced to take the minutes. Although back in Nolans, it was more in a proverbial sense of like she was just kind of like being used as a love triangle third part. Like she was being used in a variety of ways, but to look on it now, even in death, like she's also still being used as like Magnus being like, don't speak up too much, take the minutes.
Here to judge me.
We are the failure finders. In the simulation, we don't know. No one ever.
The stimulation.
We're on course number 205.
So
This is a dream. I am not here.
You are here.
And the bowling ball bag walking west on Avenue Van Horn.
at this point, you gotta laugh, right?
Lying on a sideboard in the back room of a butcher shop.
Which means we won't be disturbed, as it's an observant butchery. Shops along this avenue are closed.
And anyone who might possibly think of coming to your rescue is asleep.
I'm so curious what the end game here. So, decapitated, but then Louis, his head and his body taken in to write his amends. Lestat, body is in the back of the butcher shop as well. Head in a bowling ball bag being taken somewhere else. But curiouser and curiouser, because I saw somebody in the comments, I might have been on Patreon, I think we read it earlier, saying that like the last thing Armand would want to do is like kill Lestat. But I can't tell if like the head is going to join the body or be put on a different body, maybe tinfoil hat theory, or if it's being like separated further and further. But I don't know.
Otherwise engaged.
Interesting. Yeah, he's there, but also not there. Curious. Fuck you. Damn.
Was hoping time and perspective would have made you eager to repent. Haven't properly laid out your...
Oh, is that right? I mean, at this point...
This is your sundered head,
Uh-huh.
your petulant body, and this is the glorious air between.
Oh, boy.
2 hours and 12 minutes since
Oh,
uncoupling.
wow. Okay, 2 hours, 12 minutes. Holy shit. I thought there'd be a smaller window of time, and yet still. So how long, huh? Well, I guess, I mean, we talked about, like, between, like, with power and age, then vampires' abilities can grow. And I mean, you know, when Louis took off the heads of the lesser ones that, like, Bruce and the Fangane had created, it was pretty much, like, within a few seconds, right? But how do they, are they just, like, is Armand, is the Devil's Minion just chill with if they happen to perish? Are they just kind of seeing how long it will take? Do they know how much time they have? Like,
Which is why this is being live cast to a very important room gathered in Budapest.
oh, good lord.
You are special, Louis.
Fareed! You bastard.
Where he thrives,
I am not
studying
here.
us. Was he doing that all along?
Oh my god.
In Dubai?
Oh no. Don't care.
You most probably won't remember him. Or this.
How? Won't remember any of this? On the Stot's body, yeah.
I backdoored myself into his band. Enjoyed ruining. For the sake of ruining.
This Machiavellian fuck.
Where's his...
And he's having a great time.
It's with my companion.
Oh my god. Of course, bro's going bowling.
Out before the wife woke up, did you? Well, never questioned the boss. What size shoe?
I think you know you've wronged me. And I think you know the specific ways in which you
Sure.
thought on that sentiment. Regrettably, your
that what
maker's
makes you
body has not
fascinating?
induced you to additional motivation.
Okay, so that's what his motivation is, Armand's. So literally he's saying, so he was okay with just having him straight up dead, but he was saying because you are tied to Lestat in that way, and Lestat has that powerful ancient blood, diluted though it may be, and his age and such, and passed along a lot of that to you, that connection is the only reason you're still with us, like, period. That's why it's going on. But so Armand is like, I'm going around, I'm making my amends. I recognize what I did. It wasn't great. You know, I had some little oopsie doopsies, some little fucky wuckies, a couple fuckaboingos, if you will. Here's what I did, and I took a little bit of enjoyment here and there. Anyway, I'm super sorry about it. I really regret what I did. Your turn. What did you do? I want to hear you say it. What did you do to me? What did you do, though? Your turn. Make amends. I did it, so it's only fair if you do it. Oh, you wouldn't do it on your own accord, probably. Well, that's why I, like, cut the heads off of you and your true love over here. Oh, no? Still didn't do it? I got some additional motivation. I just want to hear you say it. I just want to hear it, like, hey, that's what he wants. He wants Louis to confess to his sins, basically, at least in regards to, like, how Armand feels slighted, and how a lot of Armand and Devil's Minion supporters would also feel there's some slights there. The little gremlin, I swear.
Today afternoon, Glamour the kindly brisket carving butcher early home to Shabbos. Be clean.
Who is it?
You may
Is it Regina?
Louis, but you're as kosher as...
It's gonna be Regina, isn't it?
Also,
Yep.
we brought her. No.
Poor girl. Oh, Jesus.
The Coven Master in place.
And that's the thing, is that we all talked about that, right? We knew that would be a potential issue. That whole, like, it's like he didn't know, or didn't realize, rather, he was being naive and selfish, that he didn't realize that she'd be roped into something like this. It was a possibility. And sure enough, even if he is trying to, like, cut her out and get along with his life again, too late. You've been seen together, there's a tenable connection there, and now she's in danger. That's a damn shame. But in order to save her life, lest he quote-unquote watch Claudia die again, then he'll make the amends, because Armand knew that it wouldn't just be, like, the stop might not even be enough, but something like this, like, he knew, which is also very fucked up, very devious.
His destruction of the children of darkness was...
Impulsive, reckless.
Overdue.
Cowardly.
Generous to a fault.
Problem and run away.
Got him.
Magnus gifted you immortality.
Mm.
You boundless
Gifted.
lucre.
Magnus speaks in the third person when he's on the back.
And absconded with it when he ran. A failure of leadership.
The plays ran for a century and a half.
Oh my god.
14. the soul.
Every course has still been the soul, time and time again. It's like every course, to over 200 courses, a very like a hedonistic feast, but proverbial, of just the soul again and again. We're tearing apart the soul bit by bit. It is kind of funny though, and it's something of note. I'm not trying to equate Lestat his his actions to Magnus, but it's funny how like Magnus views it as, oh, he gave you like third person, sure. Magnus gave you a gift. It was a gift that he gave you, and you reject the notion of it, and then you resent me for it later. Again, obviously, there's reasons why he did it, but it's very similar to what Louis ended up doing, which is that Lestat gave him a gift, or the way that Lestat viewed it as Magnus viewed it, which was giving a gift, and then Louis felt cursed by it at first, and then eventually came back to Nolans, and then was like, I didn't see what you gave me at first, but I recognize now that it is a gift that you bestowed upon me. But Magnus saying that just made me think of how like the same kind of paradigm, a little like at least verbally, happened between Lestat and Louis.
What do you know of me?
Damn.
Ask for a wolf killer and you shall love forever. I refused!
Consent is a 20th century concern.
Oh no. That's fucked. Consent's a 20th century concern. I knew the gift would be best for you. You wanted the gift, even if you didn't think you wanted it then.
And then he lit himself on fire! Dancing as he burned!
Dance around. Drink up and dance around the fire tonight?
You want her? You want mommy in the chair?
Yes.
Okay.
Failure continues in the astral.
Oh no.
Miss Brown, please note for the record, a change in the chairmanship.
Now you get to sit in the talking chair. I find it interesting, the mixture of everything. I get why TC's tied, of course, because this is everybody. So it's everybody that either it's Magnus who's turned him, and then everybody that he's turned in his past. So that's the full table. Is all of Lestat's fledglings, period. And then of course Lestat being the fledgling of Magnus being his maker. So he has both fledglings, and then he is the fledgling, but then he also has both of his makers at the table in that sense. But it's also curious how it's a mixture of everybody going back and forth between either condemning him directly or defending him to an extent. But Nikki's been kind of, aside from a little outburst here and there, Nikki's been kind of silent this whole time. And we changed the setting based on who sits in the big chair.
Brown, the next item on the agenda.
Curious. Oh boy, oh boy. So tied up, Daniel was told to take Lestat's head as far away from the place as possible. But then I guess there's still the possibility of Sam and Salamander coming in to save the day. But it sounds like Alex is too far gone at this point, unless he learns the truth about how Armand has deceived him, using Larry to probably galvanize Alex against the band and such. Or mainly Lestat, for sure. But also tied up. So Magnus says his piece. Magnus says his piece. Boy, oh boy. Curious. So we're going to bounce between these two concepts and then end with the concert? I assume the concert's going to happen because I didn't look at the post too much, but I did see that for some reason the official Anne Rice Instagram page, a day ahead of the episode, by the way, posted images from the episode. But I think the image that I saw from the episode is the same one used in the thumbnail for the episode. And it's also the same one from the trailer of the season when he's like, I think I was pretty all right, or said something like that. But, oh Lord. Great effects, by the way, on his head. That's not bad.
Okay, getting our bearings
Oh
back.
my God.
Good.
Not good.
I ask about your vitals, Louis, because I don't think it's landed yet. But I want to die. No, he doesn't want you to die, but let's see if that holds. You two met by chance, yes? The merciful universe acknowledging.
It's the fact that he's enjoying this so much, too. That's just like, I don't know. The Devil's Minion element of it is like delightful in a villainous way to watch, but it's also like sickening. But people pointed out my hypocrisy in my support, like the fact that like sometimes I'll give Louis a bit of a pass here and there. The more that I think about it, I keep having to like realize that all the characters are kind of villainous in nature. So I'm almost becoming disenfranchised, like really rooting specifically for any one character, which has made the show even more of a fascinating watch. But honestly, in terms of I doubt we're looking at reconciliation here, but it's just like feeding Armand's ego. He just said Louis not going to remember what happens here, so Armand's just doing this for his own sustenance and ego. Then yes, is it gonna force Louis to confess, make a confession he's not even going to remember, allegedly, at least as far as he was talking about earlier when he was referring to Farid and the nature of it not remembering Farid. Then he's just doing this for him. He's like, yeah, I want to force you in a position where, I mean, it'd be good for Louis to confront his demons and confront his actions and like what he has done, but still.
Was she conceived the instant you hurled me into the supporting wall of our Dubai penthouse?
Conceived?
Brought to life when I used an old photo of Claudia in her baby blue blues and facial recognition software on my iPad to find 7 out of 10 in Berlin. Zone 2 girly with a grifter's resume.
Dude, of course it was him. He went out of his way. Dude, the level of spite that this man operates on is it's almost admirable. It's second to none. This motherfucker literally, like, after the breakup, went out of his way to, like, he found a few potential candidates, found the closest, match that he could to Claudia to specifically, dude, playing 4D chess over here to put her in his path.
Her up in New York 19 times. She passed in front of you before you noticed, but your withering vitals suggest
Oh my god.
To a Brooklyn diner, I would say, shh, calm yourself, and she would walk up and say, best thing to do with our burgers, let it cool till the grease is all soaked.
It was in my head, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Endear yourself to him, and she'd say,
wow.
Loves for New York, but so far it's been like 6 flatmates, 1 toilet, and it's like, do I want to take my tampon out in front of the podcaster?
Hour, and I don't want to put this on you.
And I'd say, he's tender. Back off.
Oh my god. The whole time.
Was it? I remind you of your sis.
And then I knew she
Oh my god, this is dude, coaching her the whole time, getting in her head, easy mark, here's what you can go for, it's a whole, all plotted out and planned. Yo, there was no serendipity to it. Come on. I like how one of my initial, like, I shouldn't say complaints, one of my gripes about this season, I was like, man, we haven't really been getting a whole lot of Armand lately. Not only are we now getting him, especially, you know, a scene here, a scene there, mostly on the back end, but he's been laying low. He's been playing it very purposefully in this manipulative direction. All of this, another play, the world is his stage, a play directed by the vampire Armando. As it turns out, he's been orchestrating a major plot point this entire time.
Her mastery allowed me to drop in and out. I was in other business with Lestat, with Daniel.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Louis.
All to say, there has been extraordinary effort put forth towards this reunion.
What I got it done to us?
Or I'm going to lob her head off with this same blade I did yours, and sew your head onto her body.
Jesus Christ. Dude's a monster. Dude's an animal. He's a maniac. It's funny. I like how everybody was joking online, like between the memes and the the memes and the fan art and all that, was like, what if they would just like, oh, we just throw some heads on different bodies and all that. Put a cabbage in his head instead, and they weren't entirely wrong. Yo, that is all right. So Regina has been a plant by Armand the entire time. Well, at that point, yeah, go ahead, just make your confession then. Forced to confront your demons, but like, just honest introspection here. Her life's on the line. You don't care about yours because you're like, just go ahead and kill me, you know, but cares about this girl Regina. And yeah, she got herself into a bit of a mess, but she didn't know what she was getting into. She went along with it, but she didn't know the greater implications to it all. Just a 9-to-5 gal trying to survive in this world. Or not 9 to 5, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. Lord. I like how the old Rumspringa Malloy is just bowling while he waits.
Lestat,
here we go.
Lestat. You all figured out, yeah? Question mark?
Oh boy.
Smarter than me? Maybe. Better looking than me?
I'll give you that. You go do what I did with my life. You go knock down those doors. You go get some big dick deal.
He gave
Someone's
me
a
the
bit
gift
salty.
rather than tell me he loved
eyeball?
me. I begged him to say it. Say, Nikki, I will never love you the way that you love me.
Gotta say that shit a mile up in the air.
Oh my god. Gotta say it a mile up in the air for it to stick. I mean,
A gift rather than tell me he loved me. I begged him to say it. Say, Nikki, I will never love you the way that you love me.
Gotta say that shit a mile up in the air for it to stick.
He told you he loved you 1,000 times.
10,000.
oh, the ball bag. Oh, the bit from the Daywalking Yowie Manther phase.
I only give a shit about Dan. Thought you were better than me, didn't you? Gave me a little camera crew, a laminated backstage
Now it all
pass,
makes sense.
and then you laughed in my face and jerked off on my lens. Well, look at you now, spending your last hours below me.
There is a lot coming up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Where you are the only one who can control the volume.
Tune out the music in the outside world then, yeah? Sup, Alex? Go get about what we done tonight.
Oh,
What?
you.
You.
What are you doing here? Armand tell you to meet me?
Strong, silent type.
He's in there. It's in there. Lestat's mom made you, yeah? She give you the autism gift?
Jesus, Daniel. I will admit, as much as I have loved Daniel, my allegiances have wavered now. I don't like. Here's the funny thing: as much as I was excited to find out what Devil's Minion was, and as much as I was excited for this potential paradigm and even a relationship between him and Armand, I don't like the man, the vampire that he's becoming. I just don't. I'm like slowly like I still like the character. I find him interesting. Fascinating, you might say, but what happened to my Daniel from seasons 1 and 2, even the first half of season 3? What happened to my Daniel? He's been corrupted by Armand, and that's just my take, my opinion. These are my personal preferences and biases on the characters and all that. I'm not discounting any of the evil deeds perpetrated by any of them, but where's my Daniel? Now we're at a point where I'm like, who is this monster that stands before me? I don't like this like he's turned like extra villainous, extra slimy. Like I miss the quips. I miss the back and forth, the banter, the fun of it. Now I'm just like, Daniel, my boy, Danny, Rumsprinter Malloy boy, please.
But I'm not like.
You like bowling?
Waiting.
I wouldn't have done it had I known he was full
fiend.
Pop it back on, let the blood do its
on
magic.
a work visa.
Not sure it would work on a mortal, but this is how progress is made. Trial and error.
Is weird. He's a vampire.
Scientific risk.
We ain't coming out of this.
Dude, she's being so real right now. Like what if, dude, can you imagine right now he's closing his eyes, he's focusing. What if he channels his body to get up and start fighting for him? That'd be some crazy work right there. So literally, didn't just find this girl and convince her to come here, literally like arranged with his vast resources a work visa, got this gal like into the country, all specifically for the, like, I already knew that like he had like, you know, we have already been revealed that he's like contracted and paid her and like gotten her to, well, I don't know about paid, but gotten her to do this for the easy mark, but literally even arranged for her to be like, to immigrate. Crazy work.
They're gonna sell stuff tape and we don't give it to them.
You shut us both up.
He's focusing right now.
You know, I've known for some time.
Oh, good lord.
Claudia was the aperture through which I understood his obsession for
I'm telling you, he might be able to like, because he's he has extreme prowess when he's all one man put together. So imagine if he's able to remotely control his body to like help him fight his way out of this.
I wasted a near century. And that is not nothing. That deserves amends.
You said to the head on the skewer.
You think I'm bluffing?
This guy now, the ego over here though, he's like, I wasted a century on and amends need to be made. Like, so you feel slighted. You feel slighted of all the shit you did, and you feel slighted. I'm not saying that Louis was a perfect lover. I'm not saying that there weren't some harsh words thrown around, but the Machiavellian gremlin fuck who like willingly went along with the show trial, the torture, and the eventual murder of multiple vampires. And I'm not look, I'm sure people will get in the comments and will say Armand is justified in his actions. I'm sure I mean, I've seen him in the comments. There's plenty of people that there's a war going on in the interview with the vampire community, and it's fascinating just to behold. And I shall retain my opinions on the matter for everything. Don't get me wrong, but I will acknowledge the fact that I do see people in the comments everywhere that are like, oh no, Lestat, Armand, Lestat, Louis, fuck Louis, Claudio, fuck Claudio. Like it's all over the board. It's fascinating to watch it all play out. From my perspective, though, this gremlin over here, he has the nerve. Like, whoops.
Nelson here is one of my followers. Pick up that knife.
He found me on Instagram.
I have about 100 of them now, Nelson.
Oh my god.
Rest.
No more great conversion. I have 100 followers. Are they vampires or are they humans? I love this. Come on, dude. You got to admit, like Louis and Lestat aren't trying to like get 100 followers that just will kill themselves at their beck and call if they for their leader to like make a point. Jesus. So Armand has about 100 followers for his cause to stop the Great Conversion.
Rest.
Really?
I liked you, Louis.
No.
You've been messed up, but I liked you. I don't want to die.
Paper.
And the music, no less.
Failed to fill the Rhine Center of Kingston, Rhode Island.
Van Gogh sold one painting in his life.
So up. It's a lot to process. I never would have guessed we're getting to this point, though. That's crazy work. Jesus. I mean, yeah, at this point, yeah, just write out a confession or something like that. Either buy yourself some time or, I mean, yeah, just like apologize for your part and some of the things that you've said and done. This is crazy, though, dude. Like, it's crazy how people are like, nah, Armand's been through a lot. It's okay what he's doing. Or maybe they're like, no, it's not okay. It's fucked up, but he's better than some of the monsters out there. I don't know, man. This show always is just so, it's just so funny to me. The music is also it's bringing me back to like watching Armand work in his element when he's just like this like this just what's the word I'm looking for here? Not torturous. It's like this sadistic. Like Armand, out of everybody, look, everybody's had their moments where they kind of embellish a little bit in what they're doing. I'm not saying that Louis, Lestat, and Claudia don't, but Armand in particular, between San Francisco and now here we are in Montreal, like, I think Armand has the capacity to be the most sadistic out of them all as we've seen it, because this harkens right back to that moment with him and Daniel in the apartment.
The Rhine Center of Kingston, Rhode Island.
Rip.
Van Gogh sold one painting in his lifetime.
An intransigent crypt
No. See, that just speaks to the trauma and that bond and all that, and how he views his mother as he looks past her faults, because like right now, like that's the way he views his mother in this like unhealthy relationship. And the fact that it's so telling right now, the fact that she is one of the few people, but even in this like moment right here, the only person like actively defending her baby boy at this table over here, right? Like people are calling out his past sins, his transgressions, his failures, his lack of accomplishments so far as his mind and his brain sees it, right? And then even that moment right there where it's like, thank you, mother. And what does she say? Like, you're welcome or anything like that? No, she just says, no, like, love her. And it's like feeding into the, no, what she wants them to be, or what they kind of are, versus what he wants her to be.
Failed to fill the Rhine Center of Kingston.
The dialogue, I'm telling you.
Van Gogh sold one painting in his lifetime.
Thank you, mother.
An intransigent crypt.
But he'll take it because he's getting the support right now from the woman that he wants to be supported and loved by. But of course, it's in the only way that she'll actually like do it under the guise of like lover.
Cross between a self-absorbed robber planter and an 80s hot dog embalmed with hair gel. Only the drummer escapes alive.
What?
Stereo gum.
Yes, but we did not see you at Potter Tommy's in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Turn to page 3, measure 95.
Oh, the tenor!
Were murdered by the vampire Lestat.
Even his victims
after
are in
their
here.
performance.
As an expert in your field.
As an unwitting meal of the vampire Lestat.
Curious.
And him.
What is true?
I'm sorry. Prime meme territory to and to him. Here come
As an expert in your field.
complicit.
As an unwitting meal of the vampire Lestat.
And him. Already behind. You should be anticipating the beat. And now we are rushing. My. And swallowing our consonants. Dead. You can learn something from your Italian mother.
The irony of this scene being how when he was killing the tenor and correcting his performance, making the marking, well, I guess he was in the box seat marking a music sheet with the blood as he was going over all of his grievances, and now literally all the ghosts, all the demons of his life coming back to haunt him, even the fucking tenor. Crazy that I was like brought him up earlier, now here he is, but the tenor as well, now dishing it back out to him, where it's like, oh, you killed it at those concerts. What about the concert you didn't kill it at? The one that you even knew you didn't perform too well at. So now this is like his own subconscious via the tenor that he criticized, him being self-aware enough to realize his own hypocrisy there, as it literally then is like his mind turning back. Because I'm chalking this up to like machinations of his mind and his brain as he's dying, right? Slowly but surely, not dead, but dying. And it's like his own failures, like everything from his accomplishments are stewing in there. Accomplishments, failures, regrets, unresolved emotions, trauma. It's all that one cauldron of Lestat, all like bubbling up, like it's, I mean, well, someone's turned the stove off, so it's like it's all slowly settling back down to a simmer now, but it's all, he's confronted with it all regardless.
Flat. Again. At least we don't have to listen to the violin player.
No, no.
It's your vibrato. Again, flat.
Screaming like a witch at the stake.
And now again, notice how the woman that just went like was defending him and calling him her lover is also so quick to also jump in with the tenor here as they're like then criticizing his work and performance. As we are now transported.
Come now, Lestat. No following behind.
Reliving the burning. Seeing it to the third person. No, first person technically. Oh no, third person.
Takes vengeance on his adversaries and keeps wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger.
And I love how we're highlighting the strength of, I mean, regardless of the toxicity aside, the strength and the importance of their bond cannot be overstated, for better or for worse. It does exist there. And I like how now, everybody at the table, gone away. The crux here, these two people, maker and child, maker and fledgling. And now finally, why did you take me there? Yeah, the question that he's asked before, that she's ducked before, of course.
The clouds are the dust of his...
Why did you take me there?
I wanted you to see who they were.
The witches.
He rebukes the sea.
Are the witches! You're the witches! You're the witches!
Who can stand before his indignation? Who can endure the heat of his anger? His wrath.
Excited over there.
And forsakes them, will obtain mercy.
They have confessed!
This!
Even the Marquis stayed home.
I wanted you to escape over.
So you showed him this so that he'd be turned to, like, he'd want to leave?
In ceremony, putrid throat she caused in her father.
There's no limit to the cruelty of what human beings can do to each other. And the Salem witch trials, I mean, this isn't Salem, but witch trials in general are just like a prime example of that. One of many, 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 but...
Amy Roulet. She used to play in our home.
Run from this place.
A bag of gunpowder tied around her neck so she could burn hot.
Run? No.
Cabbage. God, see us.
So she did it so that he would run away from, like, they would just escape the place? So you traumatize your son to try to help him in your mind? Generational trauma passes down. Oh, and Nikki's moan.
Claudia in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Called it tough love then. Then he kills the wolves.
Considerables. Lestat's makers love their Lestat.
This is not about his vampire life. Why are we even
Haunting. Can we stop? I don't like this. Hey, dude, Jay. Jesus Christ. But I wonder how much truth there is to that. Like, I assume this was all a machination of his mind right now, but if we're also to believe that maybe the spirits of these people actually are there, I'm so tied to the idea that they're reflections of his own subconscious that are coming to, like, haunt him based on what his knowledge is. So did he already know why she did it is the question. Either it's the spirit of Gabriella, part of her anyway, communing with him right now at death's door, or it's his mind, and either she did tell him why she did it, or he's pieced it together in the years since. But her reasoning for, like, why she made him watch and, like, just added to the pile of already existing trauma, especially when he was at that much younger age, was, oh, I wanted you to see the hypocrisy of these men. I wanted you to see the depravity of the people where we lived. I showed you these horrors so that you would realize and you would run away, you would go. But what an intense and well edited, just a well done scene overall. Very powerful, as everything culminates, by the way. Everything that we've seen so far in flashbacks and in his recountings and the storytelling and the lore that's been added on this season to all culminate in this. It was it's very, like, chilling, but very well done. Alex hasn't said a word. What's going through his head? Boo Radley.
100 of you when we first met, Daniel.
Ragland.
And of you now averaging approximately 1.3 meals.
I'm worried he dies. He dies bad. Is this the end of Daniel? My boy gets turned into a villainous minion and then gets killed by the Talamasca? Has Alex already talked to the Talamasca? Did Talamasca doing what they do best? Talamasca helped Daniel by feeding him information? You think Talamasca helped Alex and gave... all they did was just slip him a little bit information of what really happened to Larry? Maybe some subway camera footage? And now Alex is going to be the one that, like, takes on Daniel?
That's more deaths than there are births in the world. Hello.
Hello.
Raglan, this is Alex. He's on the vampire spectrum. Alex, this is Raglan. He's a watcher. He watches. He's watchful.
He's a watcher. He watches. And they're always there.
To a ball that reads earlier. How about that one?
Mm-hmm.
You roll, Raglan?
Mentor for the junior fun bunch, yes.
Or he might just be here to just help Lestat, maybe.
Also came for a particular outdoor concert, didn't purchase event cancellation.
Shit. We got a lot of people in here, Daniel.
We want the bag.
Oh, shit.
You usually send Rashid in first.
He's crosstown, waiting for the butcher to open.
Oh, dude, Rashid's going in there? Oh, shit. Oh, dude. Talamasca, of all organizations or people to step up, I was wondering as well. I'm like, man, we got Raglan in episode 1 and then nothing else. So they have their own plan. Rashid going in to try to help give Louis a little push in the right direction. While meanwhile, dude, Raglan James shows up rolling heavy with some big bruisers from Talamasca to try to manhandle Daniel and get the... But then which way is Alex going to go? Is Alex going to try to defend Daniel? Is he going to try to help him get the head back? Sorry, something in front of the couldn't pin companionship. Oh, numbering them. Kissing you in front of Lestat. Not for you, never for him. Oh, not good enough? Oh, Lord.
Used you to punish. Never forgave you for
Paris.
Never.
But his vitals are fading.
And now.
Still haven't forgiven him.
Can't. Won't.
So you're gonna, like, threaten him. So now the confession's not enough. Now you want a confession and you want forgiveness. To ease your own soul in this? If he gives you a forgiveness now, it's not going to be genuine. Like, it won't.
Are you sorry for?
Love of my life. Him.
But now there's desperation in Armand's eyes right now. His face. He doesn't just want this. I think he needs this.
We've been planning it for a year.
Excuse me.
Nudging it.
Mass execution.
Urging it on the periphery. as we do.
I was wondering. I was wondering the whole time, why would the Talamasca condone a concert that would galvanize the Great Conversion or an uprising? What better way than to maybe have all the vampires in the same spot, in the same place, but Talamasca to like ordain some fuckery?
We came up with that.
You want the great conversion.
Loss of motor
Or do they?
Jaw control.
I like how Farid is just in this for love of the game, by the way. No personal grudges or bias, but a genuine chance to study. Because he talked about theories about vampires and decapitation before, and he seemed to like be fairly knowledgeable on the tour bus. So I like the idea that Farid is here not due to any personal reason whatsoever. I'm sure he finds it to be kind of morbid what's happening here, but he's like, well, as a man of science, this is an opportunity to study what happens to a vampire such as himself in these conditions.
Heard the wedge.
Oh, the eyes.
Bitch.
Words are slipping now.
No, Louis, you're declining.
Well, yeah, he's dying.
For posterity.
Bro's desperate, fiending for the confession.
Sell your Range Rover while you can.
A desperate hour.
There was a breakout room at the last G7 conference. Safely graze.
Rescue the head, save the planet.
It's a bit of a stretch. Can't see your kind governing, but then...
He pissed me off.
Evidence of the soul's existence.
The alchemist Magnus chooses him to carry on the blood.
I'm sorry. So curious then. So Talamasca sees the Great Conversion as like an inevitability that just simply can't be avoided. Let them safely graze. They want the show to go on. They've been kind of helping to push along, marketing and all.
Soul?
The alchemist Magnus chooses him to carry on the blood, and what
Oh, here we go.
to his ailing...
What have you done? Fail, fail.
I was mad.
Don't do it again.
Lies to account for.
I've got lies to account for.
Lies to myself.
Lies to myself.
On
Cathedral on top of a lie.
Now for head here and body there. That's the soul fighting day.
With my rotten boy.
Counting down, 20 minutes.
Live that lie so fully that it might as well be true.
To live the lie so fully might as well be true.
It's also interesting how we've gone from it's not as frenetic as episode 1, but it is still like things are happening, dialogue, moments, the editing. It's like episode 1, but paced down a little bit, but kind of still has that same like tonality to it.
That it might as well be true.
To live the lie so fully.
Meaning beyond mortality.
It's kind of put into words what Armand's done too.
Wonder returned. Next, I think you should open with Big Boss.
Well, there you go.
Raglan.
Daniel?
Daniel.
Straight man.
Good Negro, an artist.
Dude, my boy Daniel, he's gonna try to go for Raglan and he's gonna get taken down.
Things I wasn't.
Things I was not.
To be dark-sided, Armand.
The color in his skin fading.
To be dark-sided, Armand.
You were sold by who you were sold by.
You were sold by who you were sold by.
Sold into what you were sold into.
Sold into what you were.
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
So a lot of that.
You were also a seller.
You and I
didn't
talk about it much with you.
No more Oh wow! See, it's an emotional moment. Finally, like man, vampire to vampire. He's like, this is for you and me right now. This has been a live stream the whole time, but this is finally getting to something that like akin to what he wants. If not a full on, maybe it's the apology, a confession of sorts. But this is genuinely opening up right now. This is what he needs to hear, what he wants to hear. So he's like, shut it off. This is him and me right now.
At 12, you were 12, scared. Poor boy. I run. That'll cradle you. You should have that. And I'm sorry.
Armand's also a victim in a lot of ways.
My coldness.
As much shit as I give him, he is also. They're all victims of something or another, and that the trauma that they've then endured and what they've gone through has turned them into these, literal creatures, these literal monsters of sorts. But then they also, hurt people, and it's just they then carry out these monstrous acts, and it doesn't excuse any of the behavior. But I get it. For all the shit that I give Armand, I do get why he does what he does and why he is the way that he is. Same thing with Louis, same thing with Claudia, with Lestat. It's why I really, it's why I love all these characters, all of them. It's like, yeah, they've done despicable things, but like, it's what I always go into about why villains are so much more interesting to me. Is like, yeah, I might have my preferences, and yeah, I might have made excuses in the past, but as I learn more and more, I'm now in that camp of like, they've all been through terrible things, and that's turned them into people that are not great people, and they've all done terrible things to each other and other people out there, but you still can't help but feel sorry. Please.
And I'm sorry.
As the breathing's getting more and more ragged
My
here.
coldness, my denial.
Genuine apology, though.
I saw good.
These could very well be his last words. Is that what you wanted to hear? But it's also morbidly hilarious that this is what it takes. This is what it takes for people to have a heart-to-heart, honest conversation in the show. Decapitation and body counts and threats of murdering those you care about. Because it's like, I just want to get the truth from you. I just want a confession. I just want an apology, man. I want you to acknowledge the hurt you've caused. I'm causing hurt. I admit that. I know what I've done. I know what I'm doing right now. Like, oy, oy, oy. Almost cried. Almost shed a tear. But that was just between the two of them. Gonna heal her now?
Bad things happen to girlies who talk.
There you go. Didn't kill her. Don't say anything about this. You're gonna live. I'm letting you live. Jesus, Regina.
2.0 absorbable nylon suture to reaffix the head. I am not a plastic surgeon. This is not my field of expertise.
Damn. Healed him a little bit, but also carved his initial into his chest. Literally left his mark, metaphorically and physically. Got the apology that he wanted, the confession he wanted, and now gone. Do your work for Reed. He'll live. You know, I don't want him to die. I just wanted my apology. Jesus.
He looked at her with the eyes of a
Well, Scott's almost out of time, Ragland.
And he threw himself on the shore, and he let the grave diggers fish him from the tide and bury him in the sands.
There he lies for 80 years. Chooses him, lets him drink of her, makes him a godling.
Perhaps the SS abandoned in New Orleans, who lives to make him miserable and X. A lot. Could be nice.
The soul! The failed progeny of Magnus.
But we're not what we've been through. We can become more than that. We can grow and we can be better and move forward from that.
Rots in a rotting robe, in a rotting...
That was the same robe, huh?
Waiting for a hug.
An album and a cause.
Self-sabotage. Vain. Brat.
If this is all his brain, he's well aware of what he thinks of himself.
Imprudent. Stutterer. Coward. Selfish. Cabbage. A great abandonment.
Miserable.
Ignorant.
A careless caretaker.
All these labels. Oh, time's up. The death rattle. That's what you call ego death, yeah? Oh, 10 more minutes, 9 more minutes. Is that supposed to be... Okay, so he's like, this is the part of when you're dying that you'd be going through your ego death, yes? Like you're going through all the trials and tribulations of your life. I like how Antoinette's gone from taking the notes on a typewriter to now a laptop, a bit more modern as we progress. But we're going through all these, this internal monologue that he's had that we really saw starting in episode 1, outlining all of his, what he believes, either through his own opinion or from what other people have prescribed and labeled him as like being a failure overall. But all these different like labels and accusations and definitions and all that are now running through his head in the final moments of his life. I like the idea that the timer, by the way, is like he is slowly dying, but his what Raglan talked about the soul, right? Is this supposed to be, is the timer representative of like his soul still hanging on? Like right there, traditionally, it's like that's ego death, and then you're dying, you're going through your mind's going through your life flashes before your eyes. You go through all of this. He's like criticizing himself, thinking through everything, and then that's when it would normally be curtains. But instead, because he's also on this trip of like recognizing all of this, processing his grief and his trauma, and even self-improvement, maybe even becoming better and trying to grow from all of this, his soul still hangs on. And he's like, no, I'm extending the timer a little bit. He's still choosing to hang on and grab to life, as we see him maniacally laughing, because he's like, you say all these things and all this. At this point, it's just hilarious, like how ridiculous all this is and how hard I am on myself and how hard everybody else has been on me. All he can do is just laugh because it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. But bravo, he's going to say now, great show you've all put on, but I know who I am. I'm guessing it's what's going to happen. I know who I am. I know the person that I am now. And then all of you guys aren't saints in this room right here.
Well done. Good job. Good shit. Well, let's start.
Here we go.
One life only. Dissociates.
Oh.
In Bucharest, Contreras, and the fledglings of failure.
Oh.
Made you or memorably traumatized you. Congratulations for your historical proximity to...
As he's managed to turn the entire table, so to speak, turn the table here. And now he's like, yeah, instead of being shamed, allowing myself to be shamed by this, I recognize who I am now versus where I came from. And now he literally confronts all the demons of his past, all those that he either turned or killed or might have harmed or was affected. Or like he says, historical proximity, is now he literally is going to like embrace that and now like perform to it and just... I see.
It was the defining moment of your life.
Oh, Lord.
I love you too.
I love you too. No.
That's the purposeful life of Lestat. Made more clean cars.
LOL.
Should have said that at the long table.
Huh.
Perfect thing to say to the Pope an hour after you leave the Vatican.
Huh. But the question is, normally when he embraces the persona, it's because it's more of like a suit of armor. It's like it's like a defense mechanism, is embracing the persona to kind of like do away with trying to face any of that directly. So I'm curious now if he's going to keep on doing that, or if this is more of a positive embrace and psychological turning point.
Christmas market, 1953. With the sharp suit. I spilled a lot of your blood. I was in a foul mood that evening.
A lot of familiar faces in the audience tonight.
Indeed. All these people that he's killed, yeah. All his victims.
Janice.
He knows my name, he remembers me.
Cece.
Didn't remember Enzo, huh? I guess they're more modern, though. Oh, no.
Black licorice. I wrote a song about you. I killed you in the lower ninth.
Don't forget, you can't extend the timer forever. He's like, sure thing, bro. Less than 7 minutes. You're almost out of time.
Overwhelming sentiment. Well, this is the place that music first yoked me through 2 centuries plus of vampiric life.
He's in the where Akash is being kept then? Is he on the table he's on the walkway supposed to be like reminiscent of that slab that she's on? That's where we got into music for her sake.
What a life it's been.
At Marius's behest. Oh.
Is that you, Dad?
Oh, Lord. Louis not a fan. Louis disgusted by this.
Recent findings of the many I love most found my life to be a failure.
Sure, but...
I brought death, spread fear, fostered superstition and paranoia. Borrow complaints all fall on the idea. Actually, I think in the end, I was pretty great.
Trying to advocate for himself now.
If I fail, if I fail.
The reactions to everybody out there, from his victims to even like people that are, like his past self, mother, Louis, and all that. It's almost interesting to see how their reactions keep changing as well throughout this scene.
I actually attempted something. Which is more than I can say, but much of those I love the most.
Damn.
I don't know if I mean that.
No.
I was performative.
Nah, you performative? Never. TC's like, it's okay, we know.
I did.
Loved past tense.
As grotesque as that love appeared to you.
You're almost out there, buddy. 3 minutes of life left. He's aware he's at the end of his rope now, unless there's a miraculous, thing that happens to bring him back, which we know it's coming. But like, as far as he's concerned, this is it. This is his ultimate death rattle. And so he went through ego death, faced his demons, all proverbial or otherwise, and accepting like who he is and that he's not what other people have made him out to be, and that I was as good as I could be. I'm not perfect. I certainly am not. I recognize all of that, but I'm at the same time that I'm not like this failure that some people think even the failure that he thought he was. Oh yeah,
We're gonna play a new song for
Oh, is that right? Oh, she teleported. Plastic Dracula. One last show before it's all curtains. Didn't even get to perform, huh? A little over a minute left.
You need to get your snooze fixed, Lestat.
Literally, life flashing before his eyes. I know I keep saying it, but love this betrayal.
What else?
Again, editing superb. Dude, like, he knows he's dying, and he knows he's just talking to himself. He's addressing all the characters and I keep saying demons. All the people that, like, in one way or another are tied to him in his life, and he's like, get it off my chest. Do I have any final words? Like, he's talking to a vacuum right now. It's just, he's just talking to himself. He's just confronting all of this, running through whatever he thinks he needs to run through. Do I have any last words? And there's nothing for posterity here. This is all just for me. And before I die, you know what? Not a failure. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I did what I could.
No, I let too much spill too often. I did not always honor.
Didn't always honor the blood. Oh, you're the priest.
Can someone tell Enzo that I'm sorry. He had a package with the most beautiful wrapping, and I hope it got to
Oh, who's joining us, huh? Is that the Grim Reaper?
Grimmer.
Yeah, your brain's failing you now too. This is it. Death's coming to take you now. No.
He has a hard time saying it. Got that from my daddy. It doesn't mean he doesn't. It's just his way. Thank you for loving him. For loving him the way he needs to be loved. I still wish you were a woman.
Me too sometimes.
I'm scared to ask why Paul's here. Oh, there is a light after all, huh? Go figure.
It's not all that once you get there.
That right? I mean, is it just his spirit? Like, is it just his spirit reaching out because he's on death's door, and there's a somewhat tenable connection there? Is he here because he just technically is a part of his past? Like, everybody that I'm worried at the implication, and maybe I'm digging too much into it, but I'm worried because everybody that's here either is tied directly to Lestat or was killed by him. So my first thought was, oh my god, is that confirmation that Lestat like did have and like was partially responsible for Paul's death? But it could just be he did tell Louis, no, I didn't, unless he lied to Louis, but I don't think he did. So I think Paul's just here because, that's Louis's damn brother here. Or maybe that is like a spiritual thing reaching out. Could interpret it a few different ways, but I wasn't expecting that.
Silver threads. Silver threads stretched out over other threads.
The birds in your cage singing their song.
Okay, you sure about that?
Oh, the birds talking to him, yeah. On the birds, which is interesting how Lestat also heard the birds in their song as he was writing it down earlier. And then I didn't even make that connection. The bird, and because Paul would talk about the birds talking to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Crazy.
Okay.
It's not your time. Is that classic trope? Was it Akasha talking to him, maybe?
Would you believe me if I said the next thing I remember is waking up on my tour bus, parked in the woods, several hundred yards away from the stage, and 10,000 naive and beautifully unwell mortals.
More vampires than humans.
My return to the physical world, her kind and caring words. So very different from her words at the long tape, but who I now call a friend. He told me his watchful operatives were in the park the night Armand and Daniel cut through the fog of love and followed their protocols of engagement. He was vague about Alex's role. There was, however, nothing vague about whose idea it was to bring me from my immortal brush with
right to the concert venue.
The now infamously catastrophic.
Oh, of course she did.
And as
I like how that's her number one priority here. Oh my god, my son was killed, or there was an attempted murder here. He almost died. Talamasca helped, through luck and planning here. He's been brought back, and the first thing is not, oh, you're okay, take it easy, let's rest. It's like, oh, you're good, you're up and about now, you're well again, you can perform now.
Their absurd persuasions for me to perform. Second thought saved them all from my provoked rage.
Where's Louis? Immediately.
Didn't go into the details.
Oh, he's there too.
I would only hear of them later.
Oh.
After the concert.
We both survived.
Should have quit right then and there.
Right? Right? This is your idea?
And tell them.
You wanna put me in a coffin, let me have a nap, and then you put me on fucking stage!
When you go out there,
brought you back into my life that I am not delivering! Stage, you get torn apart because I am not going on stage! I am not fucking singing, you fucking monster!
Oh, he's recording him right now.
Struggle to articulate is something. Around my living room where I record this now. I imagine you're here with me, my patron. Whoever you are. Have I scaled the walls of your privilege? Made you feel how I felt in the summer, spring, and fall of 2025?
Good storyteller.
Or have I failed at auction? These reels returned to me unsold.
You are listening to The Failures. Album 58, Side A.
Scotch bitch, of course. Did he actually end up playing the concert? Did it not go over well because he refused to play?
Regretful dead and the... what was it? Traumatized alive.
So where are we right now, huh? What's the next city for season 4?
Let me take that back.
Oh my, okay.
The fault was mine.
That's what we're going with now? Apocalypse season? Oh, you're gonna cut it right there? Oh my god. You bastards. You bastards. What an excellent episode, though, dude. What an excellent episode. What a great way, a little cliffhanger to end it on there. Holy shit. So the whole episode is a mix of, it's curious how, so Louis... Is it because Lestat was in sensory deprivation? I'm so curious. For Louis, it was just his head being held there as Armand basically pushes him to a point where he finally gets a confession and an honest apology. Regina gets out of there safe. Armand got his apology, left his mark, vamoosed. Sure. Talamasca was monitoring the situation the whole time because they are talking about how they want the great conversion to happen. It's an inevitability, but if it's gonna rather than try to prevent this from transpiring, the very least we can do is kind of be monitoring and we always watch, right? So G7 Summit talked about a safe place to hang out anyway, so the world's gonna end, we may as well help it end in a way that'll be beneficial for us or might keep certain people safe. Or then he mentions the exploration of the soul and the proof of such a thing happening the whole time. In the meanwhile, Lestat goes through ego death and really confronts himself, his demons, his past, all those that he's encountered, the transgressions. There's so many. I have to rewatch this. I have to. I was already going to rewatch this, but there's so much to pick apart there and so many different ways to interpret that, especially up to the point with Paul showing up. It's not just it all happened, I can read it easily and then pick it up and go. I thought so at first, but no, there's a lot more to this. And now we find out that But even in the wake of the apocalypse, there's still people that are, as we see, living, you know, at a rich person's hand, or maybe only the elite survive. Maybe only certain cities were affected. I'm not sure what city that was, but based on how the season opens, there's still things that haven't happened yet, that haven't transpired. But we know that so that is still technically in the past, because we have the auction house. We know Lestat, by his own admission, has like faked his death in the wake of the infamous concert, which we don't even know if he actually goes out and performs or if he refuses to. And perhaps that's why there was like, it became infamous. It's just the mess of like 60,000 people that were there and were like, he's not playing. And then just, you know, calamity and catastrophe broke, unless like he broke down and did perform, or maybe, I don't know. There's so many questions. And then he goes and records it in his own little like nice apartment in a decimated city in the wake of the Great Conversion and the uprising and the near deletion of the Y chromosome, as he's been recording the failures in this apartment that eventually goes to auction. That then Louis still hasn't lost that leg. Armand still hasn't lost that eye. What happens? How does it all get there? Daniel's not dead yet. Interesting. Boy, oh boy. You're listening to The Failures. All right, show me the behind the scenes. What are they going to talk about, huh? Boy, oh boy. And I have no idea where the story goes, but this is crazy. We're like getting crazier and crazier, man.
Fever dream from Roland Jones, and he was like, they're headless. And we were like, okay, crazy.
Of course it did.
My first thought about having my head skewered on a butcher's meat, a ridiculous promise to me, you're not gonna get like super bloody again. He lied.
Lord.
Your turn. There's too many prosthetic heads.
Oh no.
To watch themselves talk back to them.
Oh, that's so cool. See the practical effects that went into that. Oh, I love the effort and all that funding and the great makeup work and I love practicality. I mean, they looked great. It all looked really good. But you know those heads are gonna go for a high price at auction too. Maybe that'll fund the next season.
Burn them now.
Oh no.
I've been waiting for this moment. This was very cathartic for me.
Oh yeah.
All season we haven't seen Armand and Louis interact.
True.
I acted as a severed head and I acted as a body, and we just switched around and did loads of different passes.
Oh no.
Had to like lock myself into the cutout on the table and just like keep my head very still.
Also, we brought her.
A lot of talent.
An all-timer, Hall of Fame, MVP.
That was, yeah, it was guttural. Sheer terror, shock, surprise.
He's a scary, scary man.
Yeah, when he wants to be.
I think the first scream was I didn't know it was going to be.
Oh, they just kept it from her?
Delaney needs to be a scream queen yesterday.
Yeah, she'd be great in a horror
AMC
movie.
Shudder.
AMC Shudder, yeah.
You know her.
Hell yeah, I love that. Louis over there already throwing out. He's not wrong though. Yeah, get her on a Shudder original for sure. At the very least.
Get out alive, like, Louis, it's too late for you. But how do I?
Understandable.
It's really beautiful that they get this moment to just like reconcile.
Picture you at 12?
It's a beautiful moment, but at the same time, it's a shame the circumstances that had to lead to get us there.
A really powerful moment. I hope it does come across.
No, it hit.
It felt really important.
I felt it.
When we did it.
I went from being like disgusted and bemused by the depravity of it to kind of coming around and being like, as crazy as this situation is, would this conversation have been able to happen in any other circumstance, not as dire and severe as this one?
The Maker?
He's at the long table, which I knew was coming from the very beginning because Roland said the whole season's going to be revolving around this concept of the long table. Where's Claudia? It's kind of where we get to by the very end when he's performing on the stage in the Paris.
Oh, Paris Street. I thought we were in where Akasha was being held. But the Paris Street, I suppose, where he first heard Nikki play, maybe?
This is death. My father's ugly table in your shitty tower.
Dying.
And for the first time, he's forced to actually deal here to judge me.
We are the failure finders.
These people point out to him things about himself that he maybe couldn't see. In some ways, he's gaining an education and he's gaining emotional intelligence about himself.
But the question is it all from within him? and like this is like a self-retrospective, or are these literally like spirits that are kind of manifesting there, embodiments of these people, like excuse me, for real
80s hot dog and
I got to wear that beautiful raspberry suit again.
It is a nice suit,
and I love that suit, and it's a comfortable suit. The one we know now.
at least we don't have to listen to his violin playing on this one.
Terms with the fact that perhaps none of them like him, and that's a very traumatizing, realizing that your whole life has been a failure.
I don't know if that's fair to say though. I think most of his life leading up to becoming a vampire, and even a bit past that, has been like he's been a victim of situations that have like kind of made him out to be a failure. But I don't know if I would call him a failure. I mean, he's failed at finding peace, perhaps, or failed at trying to like make certain relationships work, or elements of his life perhaps he didn't really succeed in. But I don't know if it's fair to like say, oh, I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm a failure. I don't know if I would go that far.
Go do what I did with my life. You go knock down those doors. You go get some.
Malloy's pissed off, and he's got the guy's head, and he's like, I'm gonna yell at this thing.
Yeah, no shit.
Gloat, and then ultimately things change up again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Talamasco rolls up.
He watches.
He likes to watch.
Once again, Daniel is frustrated.
Do you might want to alter your angle of entry or switch to a ball that reads earlier?
I do like Raglan James a lot.
I fantasize having the power that a vampire has, and I can't wait to fight with everybody. Raglan.
And the end right here then, so what's the implication? Does he just kind of bare his fangs and is like, fuck you, dude, before they all peace out? Or did Daniel try to put up a fight, and then the fight didn't work because they got the head out of there?
Daniel?
How did it end for him? We're not going to find out for 2 years.
Kicked back down on the floor again, and he might not be able to get back up right now.
Failure as a theme, I just think we should all fail more.
It's a part of life, yeah.
Pathetic failure.
Failures while they're sitting there eating his soul.
Eating his soul. Yeah, there you go.
Good show. Good shit. But
Eating
that's why
him
you're
alive.
opening and I'm
I see it
headlining.
now.
The vampire.
Feasting on him.
I think the overarching whole theme of the whole show and Lestat's journey is his whole life might be a total train wreck.
He's trying, yeah. Good point. Curious. And then to be continued.
For me, the greatest shock of this
we're seeing
episode
Paul.
was bringing Paul.
Yeah, that took me out of nowhere.
To be the one that tells the start. Actually, Louis does love
Crazy.
you.
He has a hard time saying it. Got that from our daddy.
Couldn't have guessed that. Couldn't have guessed that. Million years couldn't have guessed that. But man, the impact when I was like, no.
Lestat is this person who, however he wants to be self-critical, he also has to be self-loving in some ways, and that really opens his eyes.
I think it's really sweet that they just pick up where they left off. As extreme as it all gets.
Yeah, right back to it. Could be nice.
So they just pick up again. I think it's beautiful.
And now, what does the future hold, though? So many unanswered questions.
The very end of the season, and it's also the conclusion to the first opening scene in episode 1, is no longer there. And this is post Akasha. This is post the destruction of the world. The fault was mine. All mine.
Boy, oh boy. And what will happen next, huh? What will happen next? Honestly, I mean, I've already talked about a lot of my thoughts during the episode, but I do want to stew on this episode and the season as a whole. I want to kind of like put my thoughts and notes down more succinctly. I need to soak in it before I don't want to put out any like solid review or even any like I don't even want to give praise or condemnation just yet. I have to think about how I feel because there's so much to unpack and think about here. But my shoot from the hip is that was damn near perfect. As a non-book reader, I thought that was an amazing season. I really enjoyed it. It's well done all around. Great episodes overall. Plenty of great moments. Definitely never cried. Totally didn't cry a few times. No, it was really good. I'm not like there gotta be a season 4 now. I gotta greenlight that shit. 2 more years till we get more answers. It's leaving me wanting more, which I know is like the purpose, right? So that's obvious, but I think the fact that I'm wanting more is both good and bad. certainly a change from the first 2 seasons. I think it's a change that I was already open and willing to fully accept and embrace, and I really enjoyed that. It was another great season of the show. Like, again, not 100% perfect, but damn near perfect. But I do believe I have some notes, and I have some, I don't know if I would call them complaints, but just notes and maybe a couple gripes here and there. But anyway, I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, that was Season 3 of The Vampire Lestat, the show formerly known as Interview with the Vampire. Detroit, Toledo, Toronto, The Devil's Road, New York, Montreal, and The Failures. All of them being names of locations, with the exception of, I mean, technically The Devil's Road could be a location. It's more of a metaphor here, and The Failures being, of course, the ultimate like metaphor and the theme of the entire season. I was really expecting more Devil's Minion. I didn't even really, aside from the scene where Armand confesses his involvement in Daniel's life over all the years, I thought they were going to have even more of that, but I guess that's what season 4 rather is supposed to be about ultimately. So, you know, I would like to, anyway, I can't get into the review territory right now, but yeah, it was good enough, and it was so compelling and so enticing and like kept dragging me in that I barely even have a full page of notes, if that tells you anything. So yeah, I didn't even feel need to take notes and write down lore as what was happening was happening. It was so well done. Such a compelling, great episode that I was just sucked in from the word go and then just right in for the journey. But anyway, that is unfortunately all the time we have for today. But of course, it is not the end of the content stream. Thank you again to everybody who participated in the giveaway. Those 5 copies. Once I will reach out to everybody, and then once they announce, I'll either do it digitally or physically, whatever your preference is. But I will be doing a rewatch of the show, mainly so that Dark Wave can watch and experience it. In which case, I'll probably have like a shortened version of those reactions on YouTube for the most part. But a rewatch of her in the show. A watch of her in the show, a rewatch for me, which will also lead into my like second viewing thoughts overall, especially knowing what I know now. And then yeah, in terms of like the farther future, I keep getting more and more people asking me to maybe do a third watch of the first 2 seasons with the added context. I'm hesitant. I think I might do that closer to the release of season 4. I think would be a good idea to do a full rewatch of the entire show. Maybe even some fun like Patreon live streams maybe. But yeah, for sure expect after the rewatch, expect Newsreader, and then there'll always be more Vampire Lestat. There's going to be After Dark, of course. I'll watch more interviews. I'll definitely going to dive into the Autumn Brown content for sure per request, because I'm very interested to see what they all have to say about it. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm going to save it for the retrospective, the season 3 retrospective live stream for sure. In the meantime, thank you guys and gals so much for watching and coming along for this ride. Once again, it's so cool that I was able to catch up in time with the show to be on board live as it premiered week by week instead of having to catch up with everybody else. And it's fun to experience this with you all fine folks at home. So thank you guys and gals so much for watching. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for the additional layout of love and support. It means the absolute world to me. I know that there's always a surge in Patreon through the popular shows that might dwindle afterwards. Same thing on YouTube. If it behooves you, I would love for you to stick around and check out all the other content that's coming your way. But if you were just here for Vampire Lestat, fully understand. I wish you well, and I will see you in more vampire interview and Rice content. But I do hope that a lot of you do stick around. I would really appreciate it. But no hard feelings either way. The fact that you were here at all is awesome. So yeah, thank you for being on Patreon. Of course, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you will get early access to this episode, as well as any other content I do in the future, including the inevitable, fingers crossed, season 4 of Vampire Lestat, all other series that I do, all series that I have done, etc., etc. But if you are just on YouTube, it's still more than enough. I appreciate it. All I ask is that you like the video, comment down below for the almighty algorithm and engagement gods. Maybe it'll be safe to read YouTube comments by the live stream. We'll see. But yeah, subscribe for more. Really would appreciate it. Engagement, etc., etc. Algorithm. More importantly, I don't know. Thank you, everybody. It was during this season of this series that we hit 10,000 subscribers, and I mean we, because I wouldn't have done it without you. We're already almost at 11,000, but as soon as I started this one up, the numbers just like shot up, and we hit 10K, which is a crazy thing for a channel such as this, doing the semi-niche content that I do, not catering exclusively to the algorithm, but still seeing growth from it means a lot to me as well. So thank you. And what more is there to say? I want you to love me enough to subscribe to me. This has been your bright young reactor with a point of view, or the best that he could muster in that regard. Tell me your thoughts. Did I miss anything? Recontextualize things if you want. Did I make for a good watching experience? Did I still muck it all up? Am I a failure? Am I a failure? Please let me know. Am I unworthy of the blood I've been given? We'll find out. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Always appreciate it. I'm glad that we can experience this together now. It means so much to me. So I gotta stop prattling. I gotta stop delaying the inevitable. That was the season 3 finale. Love you all. Please, I'll see you in the future. Whatever I do, more vampire content or other shows. It just I can't express enough how much it means to me that you guys and gals are all here. It really does. The fact that we can all enjoy this together, the fact that we've formed this community, like this community wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you people. What do you mean, you people? You people. So thank you, and I love you for it. I truly do. It's so special. It's so special that I get to experience. It's not lost on me. I might get emotional, but like, it's not lost on me that I get to live a life now where I don't just get to watch these shows and experience them as they are, but I get to experience them like with you guys and gals and or theys, etc. All you fine folks. And overall, 99% of the time, it just heightens the experience and adds so much more to it. And that honestly is all I can ask for. It's so this shit what we're doing right here is so fucking cool, and I'm so grateful for it. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thank you. Love you. And goodbye. Goodbye to the Armand's followers. Goodbye to Devil's Minion fans. The little stands. The Louis stands. The goodbye to the beautiful and well.